when in that time do you find punk and hardcore and extreme music?
It was right before I went to juvie, in fact.
The FBI personally escorted you to juvie?
Michigan State Police.
Oh.
Wow. Britty, I've known you for a minute. I'm learning things already.
I'd gotten into Christian Metalcore.
Of course.
And
Step one. Hello, welcome. It's HardLore time. How you doing, Bo?
Doing very well, Colin. Who do we have today?
It's a great day to be on the show, to be part of the show, really. It's a huge day. This is a big full circle moment, I would say.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We are joined by one of my very best friends, period. Dr. Britty Drake of Mikey Sex.
wow,
Holy
I got
moly.
the full title.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I say back because you are one of our very first live interviews that we ever did in person.
That's right.
I'm honored.
That was
It's
a
an honor.
grueling day. Colin and I often talk about this, and you were right at the start. I remember it was very early.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for being kind of the guinea pig.
I got you fresh.
Yeah.
No, that was a really fun interview.
It was 11 minutes long, so this is probably going to be around 2 hours and 11 minutes long. So we're going to really crack into the nut of who Dr. Britty Lee Drake is. In that interview, we jokingly referred to you as Dr.
That's true.
Drake.
That's true.
Now,
Yeah.
that's not a joke anymore.
Now it's a legal obligation.
Well,
Wow.
you did say yet. You do say
Yeah.
you say yet in that episode. So it's
Yeah.
a little foreshadowing is there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
How long was that experience for you?
What experience? The grad school? Or
So, well,
The
I guess what
interview.
I'll say is from getting expelled in 9th grade,
10th grade.
10th grade for
Threatening to kill my teacher with an ice skate on Myspace.
to grad school and now being a legal doctor.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's a long time.
It
A lot of work.
I'm not doing that math. I can't. I simply can't. I think it was...
She's not a doctor, she's a doctor, not a fucking calculator,
Right,
Colin.
right.
I think it was over 15 years.
Wow. Of schooling.
Yeah.
It's so much.
I didn't do school right, though. I went to community college for 4 years.
Right. And you did like a band
Yeah.
in between. A few bands,
Yeah.
Right.
which we'll get into.
Can't wait.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
If I ever need my head shrunk, I'm coming to you.
Probably not a good idea, but I'm not legally not able to treat you, but
Okay.
I would refer you to somebody
that's
real
nice.
good.
Wait, did you diagnose us?
You two?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Could you?
Can you, please? I'm dying to know.
I'm thinking narcissistic personality
Okay.
disorder, maybe perhaps.
Both of us?
No. I think I don't know that
Shoot me straight, Brie.
I don't know. I can't be giving my professional opinion.
We'll call it unprofessional.
I
I'll
don't-
pay you $245 or
No,
whatever.
you're both very sane.
Okay, cool. You heard it here.
But I do wonder, like, what, who...
Speaking of sane, did you ever make up with that teacher who you threatened to kill?
I actually, speaking of podcasts, I was considering doing a podcast where I, did a long, kind of, the story would be about forgiveness.
Wow.
But I didn't get there myself. So.
Like episode 1 was with that teacher, maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking kind of talking about the justice system, and it's not very funny to talk about, so I don't know how much I want to talk about it here.
I gotcha.
But, talking about the justice system and then going into an episode about forgiveness or something. I don't think I'm going to do it.
I had a professor who was my speech professor when I went to community college, and you couldn't miss your speech no matter what. I had my appendix taken out, and I emailed her to say, hey, I'm in the hospital. Can I please? And she said, if you miss it, you miss it. And it's a letter grade for every speech you miss. So I obviously hated her. I did the speech, and I left class immediately. Found out that following winter, she got into a skiing accident and broke both of her legs. So that's justice, I would say.
I
You
mean,
know?
mine got cancer.
You can use that on the podcast if you want. Oh,
Which part? Oh, the part about
both, really.
the
Damn.
broken legs. Yeah, no, mine got cancer. So
Did she pass?
No, she's
Oh, good.
alive.
Oh,
She's
okay.
alive.
Then
Yeah.
she's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that because I was looking her up, which I hope that she doesn't read into that.
No, she won't. I mean, how would you not?
Yeah.
The FBI can't.
I know. Yeah, no, I know. I don't want to repeat that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
FBI, if you're watching.
It was on MySpace?
It was on MySpace, yeah.
Like a bulletin?
No, it was a comment, a MySpace comment that said, geez, I can't wait to kill Miss... Let's cut out her name.
Yeah, don't say her name.
With ice skates. It was topical at the time.
I got you. Sure.
Yeah.
Listen, we've all had a terrible teacher that made our time in hell that much worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we all wanted to hypothetically kill them at some point.
But
we live and we learn and we grow. And some of us become doctors.
So dope.
So dope. So when in that time, do you find punk and hardcore and extreme music?
Well,
because you're from Michigan, right?
I am. Yeah. Yes. Near Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I was on MySpace. So clearly I had already kind of like, did my little foray. It was right before I went to juvie, in fact, that I kind of got into that world. Additional fact.
Yep. Really, I've known you for a minute. I'm learning things already. We are 7 minutes in. I'm learning.
Well, it's actually not that interesting because it's a part of the same story.
Right.
So
the FBI personally escorted you to juvie?
Michigan State Police.
Oh. Wow. That is cool.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So it was right before that I'd gotten into Christian Metalcore.
Of course.
And
Step one. Were you a Christian person?
Mm-hmm. I'm from Michigan. Like I'm from the middle.
So while Christian, while into Christian metalcore, you thought to yourself, "I've got to kill this bitch."
Okay, I think we need to do some like straightening up of the facts that like it was a joke, and it wasn't even intended to be taken seriously.
Sure,
it was a joke. It was an inside joke. If you will.
And like she should have known, like, oh, Britty's actually Christian, so she can't possibly mean this.
It said it in my bio.
Oh.
Like
she loves figure 4. Yeah. Therefore, she couldn't have possibly meant this.
That was actually the first thing I was going to ask. Did you fuck with figure 4?
I absolutely did. And in fact, anytime I read an article, like a paper or something that has figures in it, they list them as like, see figure 1.
Yeah.
Whenever I see figure 4, I immediately think
state of mind. Yeah,
totally. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So Christian metalcore is step 1.
Step 1. Yeah.
When do you start playing guitar?
Oh, I had a guitar when I was in high school.
Okay.
I took like 1 or 2 lessons. Said this is really hard, and I didn't really have the motivation. And then when I was probably 20, maybe 19, probably 20 actually. I joined a band and I wanted to be able to, I just didn't want to be like a standalone.
Okay.
You
want to have a band. You don't want to be a rock star, a solo rock star.
Meaning
artist.
like, I didn't want to be in front of people without like, a barrier, an instrument.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that, so you're self-taught?
I wouldn't call, yes, and I had somebody who was in the band with me who taught me all of this.
But that person never told you what the frets or dots meant?
No, I still don't know.
I know.
I still don't know.
Which is impressive.
So you just know you put your finger here.
Yeah.
So when Mike is telling you the riff is 3-5-7.
That means nothing. I don't know why you're not saying. I don't know why you're not saying first dot, second dot, third dot.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's how I'm thinking about it.
So in your quest to become a doctor, is any of that like do you go straight to mental doctor, or are you thinking physical doctor at any point?
Neither.
Okay.
Medical.
No,
okay.
I just started college and I was like, I don't really know what I want to do, but this class is easy.
So your
any psychology class is really, relatively speaking, compared to other classes.
Because we all have brains.
We all have brains.
Totally.
Yeah. And not only that, just I think the concepts are they're pretty easily attainable. But I was doing English first, and then I was like, but this, you never really come to a resolution.
With English?
There's a lot of like overlap between.
And it changes every day. There's new words.
And Can you
can't keep up.
Speaking of words, can you clarify for me what is psychologist versus psychiatrist? Which one?
Yeah. No, go ahead, finish.
No, you know exactly what I'm going to
No,
ask.
she wants to hear what
I
you
did
said.
read your mind. That's right. So a psychologist cannot prescribe medication. So a psychiatrist is somebody who goes to med school and then after that does a residency within the specialty field of psychiatry so that they understand like the pharmacological side of things.
Which is what you did?
No.
You did the other.
I did psychology.
Psychology.
Yes. Which has nothing to do with prescriptions or medications, although you spend a lot of time talking to psychiatrists about medications, but you're not prescribing them. You can't give advice on them. You can just say, refer to your psychiatrist.
Is it true that an oncologist is not a doctor who is on call?
That is true. That is true.
I don't believe it. I know you're a doctor, but
Language is...
that's ridiculous.
Why did you choose one versus the other? Were you drawn to the non-medication side, or is there...
It was no choice. I'm not going to med school.
Gotcha.
That was it.
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
not going to med school. So I just fell into psychology.
Okay.
I was like, this is a major that I have the credits for. Again, didn't do college right. I went in after 4 years at community college, which is a lot. You're supposed to do 2.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I did another 4 years of undergraduate, which is supposed to be, I did double of what you need to do.
Too much.
Because I just wasn't doing it. I just didn't know what I was doing.
But you did it.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I did 1.5 years at community college, and here I am.
Here he is. So are there pivotal, other than the MySpace has to lead to
Yes.
physically being part of it. Are there pivotal shows and moments you remember
Yes.
of finding this community? Tell me about them.
Yeah. First show ever, X Looking Forward X,
Wow.
at a venue called Skeletones.
Sick.
I wish
Scary.
I knew who else played. What'd you say?
Scary. Skeletons.
So
Horrifying.
frightening. It was a Christian venue.
Contradictory.
And it
They were the bones of Christ in these skeletons.
exactly. It was like a coffee shop too. I also saw Seventh Star there a couple of times. So
Likely.
yes.
What colors were your hair at this time?
Oh, I never did colored hair.
Oh, you had some wild shapes, though.
Oh yeah, no, the shapes were wild.
I have some photos. Here they are.
Oh no.
We've got Skinbird Britty.
Okay.
We've got Bike Punk Britty. We've got Swoop Britty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is other Britty. I hope you all enjoyed those.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they are.
You're gonna love them. Okay,
can't
so
wait.
when do you find like community in this thing? Like who are the people?
Yeah. So there was this one girl that I went to high school with not many people, right? So in fact, I just saw somebody at LDB.
Because you didn't go to high school for very long at all.
No, my actual I guess that's true. I was homeschooled, so I was my only person in my
that's
class for a while.
Yeah, that's
Totally.
tough.
Yeah. But no, there was this one guy that was at LDB actually that I haven't seen in, I'm going to say 20 years.
Wow.
Who was like really into Norma Jean and
Yeah.
like introduced me to that. And so I like met him and this other girl named Hera who I don't think she's like a cheer mom now.
Okay.
But that we like sort of, and Jacob Weston, who people is like still in the scene. We all like sort of got into that stuff together. And then my mom would drive us to Grand Rapids, which had an actual scene.
Totally.
And that's where Skeletones was. So on the weekends we would go together, see a show, and I was on house arrest technically. So my mom would have to stay in the car at the venue.
God bless her.
As like a way to get around the house. So I was allowed to leave if my parents were with me. So my mom would come to every show
Oh.
and either like stay in the car or she would like work at the Skeletones like coffee spot. Like there was a place to sit down, and she would just do her work there.
Wow.
While we hung out. I know.
That's amazing.
Incredible person.
Do you want to talk about your mom, your late beloved mother?
Yeah. I mean, well, she's the reason I was able to like, go to all of these things.
Right.
And I think, anybody who knew her and like was a part of being driven around by her.
Yeah.
She was always the mom. She wasn't the mom that was like, I'll drop you off if the other parent can come pick you up. She was always like, oh, no, I'll both drive you and pick you up, because she wanted to like get to know my friends and stuff.
Totally.
So I was really lucky like that. But yeah, so she would like come to these shows. She got to like see all the bands. She was like cool with the fact that they were angry. And,
Okay.
and
Huge.
in fact, I one time, because I wasn't allowed to on the internet either. That was part of my. So let me just start with what I was like. What the sentence?
They're gonna ask. Yeah.
I know it's confusing. So
Pardon this interruption. We got to talk to you about something extremely important. Are you in a band? Do you tour? Do you do merch? Do you TM? Do you do anything in the capacity of live music whatsoever?
Mm-hmm.
If so, I bet you need glasses.
I bet you do. I sure do.
And if you need glasses, how do you feel about getting some free glasses?
I couldn't feel better about that, Colin.
No strings attached. If you go to sightforsound.com, Nevin Eyewear is giving you free prescription glasses or sunglasses.
It's amazing, man. You fill out a quick little questionnaire, answer some questions. They will reach out to you via email, and they will sort you out.
Straight up. No strings. Just have your prescription.
Yep.
Get an eye exam.
Mm-hmm.
Send them your prescription. Tell them what band you're in. Tell them, or whatever you work with.
Yep.
And you're getting free glasses straight up, or free prescription sunglasses. This is like a life-changing program. We're so honored to work with them. There's no strings here. I cannot stress that enough. Just go to the website. Trust me.
Yeah. Let's reiterate, because I've had people ask me, it doesn't matter if you're playing, driving, doing merch, teching, front of house, monitors, you work at a venue, you're a promoter who does stuff a lot. Put in your info. They're going to sort you out.
They just want to give back to the community that they're from. That's right. This is a small business owned by Corman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a for us, by us situation. So go to sightforsound.com, fill it out, get your free glasses. It's truly that simple.
That simple.
Click the link. Go. Description. Do it.
Can you see it?
You can you? Yeah, if you can even see it.
first went to Juvie
For,
because you have to
for this post?
for the MySpace post. Yeah, there was
Are you
also
fucking serious?
Yeah, I know it's
That's
wild.
so extreme.
It's
I
so
know.
extreme. Holy shit.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of therapy about this too. So
Did they diagnose you?
Were you talking into a mirror? Were you just
yeah,
face to face with a mirror?
no, I can't help myself. I'm too unwell. I went in the middle of the night. This is literally middle of the night. They came and arrested me at my house. Like I was sleeping, and my mom's like, "Britt, the cops are here to see
Wow.
you."
Who ratted you out?
I actually do know who it is, but
Okay.
I'm not going to drop names.
But someone ratted you.
Yes, it was somebody. Yeah, I know, and I'm sure she regrets it.
Yeah,
now.
for sure, for sure.
So I'm not gonna. I don't think she's gonna be listening to this either.
You never know.
Whoa. We were number 6 in Australia last week. Okay.
She could be vacationing. I don't know.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry. So
Okay.
it's middle of the night. Mom
Yes.
taps on the door.
She's like, Britt, the cops are here to see you, and so
The stormtroopers are here in Dusseldorf, Michigan to
Yeah.
come.
yes, so they printed out the MySpace comment, which I think is just so funny. Just like they slide. So we're at the dining room table, and they like slide it across the table. Like, did you write this? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know, because at the time, like, we were writing a lot of MySpace comments. That's what we were
100%.
doing
So true.
with our time. So, and I had been sick from school, and I was just on MySpace that entire day. So I was like, I don't know, maybe like it looks like I did. That's my.
That sounds like some shit I would say.
So they slide it across the table, and they're like, okay, well, do you have ice skates? My mom played hockey, so we did. Yeah. So
Oh.
it was it didn't look good for me.
Now, why? Let me ask you though. Why did you choose ice skates?
Okay, so like I said, it was
Great
topical.
question, Bo.
Thank you.
Her husband, the teacher's husband, was like a hockey referee or something. And she just talked about it all the time. And at some point I had like made a reference to like, we, you know, should kill her with ice skates, you know, and then went home and later on was like, can't wait to kill her with ice skates.
So you're doing a like callback bit
Yes.
in the comments.
It was a bit. The cops
It's
were
a
like,
bit much for the FBI.
for the Michigan State Police.
Right.
Yes.
For Officer Schneider was her name.
Oh,
Yes.
that is German. Means cutter. Like a tailor.
I don't know
He
what you're
would
trying
know.
to say right now, but I'm with you.
I'm saying it's like the Gestapo, like Colin's comment.
Exactly.
Fair.
Very good.
Okay, so then they're like, well, you're going to be coming with us tonight. And I was like, are you fucking for real? Like, I couldn't believe it at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go and I'm not going to put up a fight. I was too tired. They handcuffed me and like put me in the back of the car. And then I get to the juvenile detention center and they're like, you know, do the whole intake process, drug screening, all this stuff.
You're like,
and we're like, okay.
You're like 16? 15?
15.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they go, okay, like have a good sleep for a couple of hours and then we're going to wake you up in the morning and you have to like go to gym class basically.
Did you have a private room?
Yeah, I had a private room, but like the day room was shared. So
Gotcha.
like you get a private cell and then there's like a day room and it's co-ed too, which is really interesting. Yeah.
So is this like a scared straight kind of thing? Like, are they trying to make it set an example?
Oh, yeah. So scared straight in the sense that like they were trying to scare other people straight. They were like, we're going to fuck you. And you're going to like, I mean, I'll get into it, but they were like, I think there's some more context to what they were thinking. I think they actually thought that I might be violent. They were like, oh, did you see? She has that hair, like, you know, kind of like
skin bird.
Yeah, I didn't have that yet.
Violent.
Yes. Yeah. They were like, she's kind of goth. And, you know, the Columbine type.
Totally.
Was fresh, right?
Yeah.
I'm not that old.
We're not that.
Well, no, but I mean, it was fresh for 10 years.
That's real.
It's still like
It's still, yeah.
It pales in comparison to modern tragedies that we see every other month. And yet it was the benchmark. It was the societal benchmark for school shootings and acts of public violence. So I understand.
And bringing ice skates to school, you know, like we really got to nip this in the bud type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm there. I'm in juvie. I say I went to juvie. It was like I hadn't even been charged yet for like 2 weeks. So I was just like sitting there.
What?
And I know. So I just sit there. There's reasons for it that I won't get into because this will be like I could do 3 hours.
Yeah,
sure.
This is why I got to start my own podcast on this. So that happens. And then I finally get released on house arrest and I'm not allowed to use the internet and I'm not allowed to leave my house. That lasts for like a year. Can you imagine not using the internet for a year?
Not when MySpace like mattered, you know, like that was,
You'd be a pariah.
Yeah.
They would be like, oh, Britty actually can't look at what my messages and comments and friend requests say.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Exactly.
Sorry, Britty.
It was awful. It was truly awful.
Yeah, that's
but
terrible.
also being a 15-year-old where that is so important. And also I wasn't allowed to go to school anymore. So like just lost all my friends.
Wow.
I'm not allowed to leave my house. And you're telling me I can't communicate with them. Also, I wasn't allowed on like AIM.
Yeah.
Which was how people communicated. It's not like I could text people.
You're pariah.
This is showing my age. I couldn't text people.
Nobody could.
This was when you had to be like, do you have texting?
Yeah.
And if someone did, you were like, oh, your parents are rich.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll text you after 8 p.m.
Yes.
One minor free for
When
1
they're
hour.
free.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
What year was
That's
this then,
what it was like.
Britty, when you were 15?
So no, I don't remember. Well, it would have been 2004 or 5.
Okay.
I think 5.
When would you have graduated high school? Like I don't
2007.
Okay. So I'm just a year older than you.
Yeah.
So we're right around. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the same.
We're locked in.
I remember getting a phone with texting, and it was huge. It was huge. Wow. This is crazy. I never knew all this.
Yeah, well, there's more. So that happens, and then, of course, I found a way to use the internet. Yeah. Teens are sneaky, and they're smart.
We're going to get it done.
How'd you do it?
How'd
you do it?
All day. So I found this is crazy, too, to think about. that we used to have like a chip that had our internet like it wasn't part of the computer. So you could like remove the internet chip.
Like a LAN card. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, that's what it was. Yeah. And so I've spent so much time doing nothing because I was on house arrest and I didn't have school. Like I was like homeschooled, but like barely. So I just had time where I would just go through my parents' stuff. I don't know why. Like thinking back on
what
this,
else are you gonna do?
Yeah, what else are you going to do straight up?
No, I had nothing. I'm just like, I'm going to look through their bedroom and like go through their belongings, which I think they actually knew I would do every once in a while. It's not like they were really hiding stuff, but I found it. And at that point I was like, okay, Dad gets home at 5. So I have until 5 o'clock to be on the internet. And then my probation officer actually, like, this is weird. She looked up my AOL, like, instant messenger name, which I wish I could remember because that would be...
Was it something fun?
I don't remember. I'm sure it was like...
Britty Rar.
Something like that.
Dude,
yeah, I'm sure.
Mine was Fender Bender 360.
That is dope.
You don't have a car.
No, Fender, dude. I'm a shredder.
Fender
No, I got it.
Bender.
You fucking
Dude,
poser.
double
Come
entendre.
Yeah.
Genius.
I understood,
you.
but
Thank
I was
you.
an English major. So.
Genius. You were.
Probation officer.
Yes. Okay. So she finds that I'm on AOL Instant Messaging. At the time, though, I was actually on it on my phone. Like, I had it on my phone.
Sidekick?
Yeah, I didn't have a sidekick. I wasn't that,
I had the sidekick like 3 years too late.
Yeah.
Everybody was on Razor. I was still sidekicking.
But Sidekick had aim that worked really well.
Yeah, it was fucking
And
lit, dude.
if you think about it, that's the precursor to iMessages. It's interesting. Sorry.
No, it is. No, it totally is. But I didn't have that. I had this other phone that, like, I could access it. So when she was like, I know that you're on the internet, I was like, oh no, she caught me. But if I had just been like, no, I wasn't, and then waited for her to tell me what she had on me, which was that she like found my AOL instant messaging name and like it showed me as available, I could have just been like, oh, that's on my phone. And actually you didn't say that I couldn't be on AOL instant messaging. But of course, 15-year-old, you don't really know.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, that was what happened.
Guilty.
So then my punishment was I had to go to military style boot camp.
Oh my fucking God.
I know. Like Cadet Kelly.
Yeah, no, exactly like Cadet Kelly.
This is unreal.
I know.
What was your favorite part of military boot camp?
What do you think? There was nothing is the answer. There was absolutely nothing.
How long was it?
It was, I wasn't there that long. It was like a week.
Okay.
What were the rations like?
The rash, I don't even remember.
How many pull-ups could you do by the end?
That's what's wild.
Okay.
Is like we were doing push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups constantly. Like from the moment I slept for maybe 2 hours.
Oh
a
my
night.
God.
Like it was like, I think abusive. I think it was abusive. I'm going to say,
sure.
I think it's abusive. And they also made us repeat these phrases of like, these really, I think, stigmatizing and untrue and like illogical statements of like, what's the definition of insanity? And then you have to say doing the same thing over and over with expecting different results. And like, you had to like say it every time they would ask it to you, or else you get in trouble and have to do push-ups and sit-ups and all this. I know. And of course, like my initial reaction was like, I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove to you like I deserve to go home by being like exactly the type of kid that
should supposed to be there according to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I did though that we had to go around in a circle and say what we did to be there, and they were like, "You're lying. We don't believe you."
What?
Well, because I was like, this. I know it sounds crazy, but I made a MySpace comment and then I used the internet. Like it did sound crazy. So
it is crazy.
It's insane.
That is crazy. Because the thing is like you could be writing in your journal the same thing.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
How is that any different?
Yes, I said that. I was like, "You're looking at my journal," and they're like, "I mean, the hard part about this is they were adults. Obviously, this is ironic coming as adult now, but I'm like, they didn't understand the technology. It's like if I was trying to explain to somebody like, I'm going to use like Discord as an example. Yeah. I do understand Discord, just for the record, but like not like the way that the teens do.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Sure.
They were like, you're emailing your teacher that you're going to kill her. Obviously, I wasn't doing
Like,
that.
no, I'm not, idiot. I'm posting it as a joke amongst only friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they
Which
didn't
now,
know.
but the other side of that is now when active shooters
Yeah.
commit their atrocities, they look back at their Discord. And a lot of the time they're like, hey guys, I'm planning to commit an atrocity tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like written on the wall for months. This is clearly not the same thing. But you were the start of like the consequences to getting talking crazy online.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. The charge was conspiracy to commit assault. No, I think it was like murder at one point.
Holy shit.
Like conspiracy to commit murder with a computer.
Can you go to Canada?
Yeah, no. So this is all like
She
fun.
was
Okay,
15. Yeah, she was underage.
Yeah, and I was actually never
Charged.
convicted. I was charged, but I was
not
never
convicted.
convicted.
Right.
It never even went to trial. They were like, you know what? Oopsies, we misunderstood. But like it was after a year of me waiting on house arrest, and they took and then not being able to go to high school anymore because you can't go if you are on house arrest.
When you
So,
got
like-
caught with the internet thing, did that add to your probation period at all?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God, dude.
So stupid.
This is grueling.
This is legit like Shawshank.
You're
You're Brittany Dufresne.
Do you understand me, or am I being too obtuse? You just
See,
got-
I've actually only seen that movie once. I'm so sorry.
Do you remember the scene where he's out in the rain and he's free with his
I'm
incredible
gonna be
wingspan?
real. No, but
You
that's
also have an incredible wingspan.
relevant to my interests.
Let's see that
Britty
thing.
I
Dufresne
can't do it right now.
climbed through a mile of
can't.
shit and came out
Doesn't even
clean the
fit.
other end.
Her wingspan is 7 feet tall, easily.
My wingspan.
It's at least 6.
My wingspan is several inches wider than my height.
We've talked about
Yeah, we
this.
have. Yes, we have.
Yes.
It's fucked up.
It is fucked
It's
up.
fucked up.
Would you guys be part of the one gorilla team or the 100 people team?
Dude,
Because
a
of your
gorilla
unbelievable-
is destroying 100 dudes.
Oh no, I agree. I didn't want to get into that. It was a wingspan thing.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think. I think I'm not allowed to be there. Isn't it? It's supposed to be
Men,
men.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. The gorilla would protect you.
All right. I'm on the gorilla side. I think.
100%.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you're out of military
Yes.
boot camp.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
in Grand Rapids on the weekends.
Yeah.
Tell me about your circle in Grand Rapids. I want to hear your introduction to friends of the show, Alec Faber and Dominic Vargas.
Yes. Yeah. So I met Alec outside of Skeletones.
Beautiful.
I was wearing a Hey Mercedes hoodie, which is like an emo band, for lack of a better way to describe it. And the singer's other band is called Braid, which is it's important context.
Braid
Big
is
time.
sick. Yeah.
You know. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I know
you're from
Braid.
Chicago. You know. Okay. So I was wearing a Hey Mercedes hoodie, and he goes, "Hey Mercedes, Braid is better," and just walked away.
So him. What size jeans did he have on?
He actually had jeans that he had drawn the back pockets on with
Okay.
a Sharpie because they didn't come with pockets.
Those are well documented.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
What about Dom Vargas? How do you meet Dom Vargas?
Dom, I think, okay, so he was friends with this girl that I sort of tangentially knew.
Okay.
Same thing, Skeletones. Like, saw him around Skeletones, saw
Gotcha.
him with her. I think we just became MySpace friends. And we had, like, met in person passing, became MySpace friends. And then, honestly, I wish I could ask him. I don't remember.
I guarantee he remembers.
Yeah, I'm, like, not remembering the full origin. We just, like, went to the same show,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, are you going
And he
to
had a
the
really
show?
cool MySpace profile, right?
Oh, yeah. Donnybrook.
Donnybrook.
Wow.
Yeah, Donnybrook. Yeah, that's what it was.
What a catch-22 that fucking MySpace is. Either meet friends for life or you go to fucking military boot camp.
Or both.
Or both. Yeah.
Straight up.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long, Britty, have you been vegan straight edge?
Man, somebody asked me this the other night. I don't know the full, like, I didn't have, like, a date.
Sure.
And I also just want to clarify, I separate the two, personally.
They are separate, but you happen to be both.
Yeah, I do happen to be both, but if you were to ask me which one I care about more, I'd say vegan. Like,
Sure.
that one is primary to me.
That seems to be the case with most vegan straight edge people, which is interesting.
Do you
I
think
wonder-
Mike agrees now?
For sure. Yeah. Well, and it makes it because straight edge is so
musical. It is so tied to the music, to the hardcore community.
No,
you
it
know?
totally is.
Yeah.
It totally. I mean, it's that's his origin.
Yeah.
So, but like,
Okay.
I don't know. I just separate them because one is like I actually don't.
One
have
is
a great
recreational.
reason.
One is like sincerely morality based. you
Yeah.
know?
And also,
and-
one is individualistic, more or less, and
Yeah,
the other is
for sure.
more communal and for
Societal.
the earth or whatever. So I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. I get it.
Exactly.
So
No,
you've been both for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, I know I was vegan at 19.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not doing that math, but I think
that's
it's
young.
Yeah, but I was a vegetarian since I was a literal child.
Okay.
So that wasn't hard for I mean, I've been a vegetarian or haven't had meat in so long that I don't crave it at all.
Gotcha.
And so vegan was like a lot less of a leap for me, and it has become, it's just awesome.
You don't even think about
I
it.
don't even think about
Did
it.
they have good vegetarian food in juvie?
They did actually.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they did have to like get me, because it's Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
They did have to like get me something special, like driven in
Pasta. or
in
something.
order.
Yeah.
So, and thankfully they did.
Wow.
They also gave me a peanut butter and jelly one time though. Like, there was like,
Yeah, of
it
course.
was give and take. Not that I don't like peanut butter and jelly, but I think it was grape jelly. And I just refused. I'm not eating that.
Oh, I love grape jelly.
Me
It's the best
too.
one.
Yeah, me too.
Can you tell me about the first dog you ever had?
Yes, but I don't know if it's the one you're thinking of.
No, I just mean in general.
Oh.
Like your relationship with Britty is a devout dog mother,
Yeah.
savior of senior dogs. Probably the greatest animal caretaker I've
Wow.
ever met in my life.
Wow.
Tell me where that started.
Well, it started with a cat. I like cats. I just happened to marry someone who's allergic.
You really did.
Yeah, and it's like truly, it is a testament to my love for
Yeah.
him that I made it work, and his love for me because he stuck with me through cats.
Sure.
He really did. Yeah.
Dude, there's hypoallergenic dogs. They got to make some fucking hypoallergenic
They're
cats.
out there.
They exist,
The
but I
hairless
wouldn't.
ones?
Yeah, and I would think they're cute. I would totally have one. I just wouldn't buy a cat.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And
yeah.
I wouldn't like do that to Mike because like even just I'm not doing that to him.
I would say he would probably maybe still be a little bit anxious about that.
He'd be very
He has this cat like Radar,
yeah.
like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Like the house in El Paso where the
Yeah.
shows are.
Yep.
We walked in, like he was in there for less than a second and was like, "Oh no, there's a cat here and it lives here and I probably can't play." No, it's chill. Like it's cool. I just don't think I can play.
It's a great impression. I
It's a
think
really
he's better
good-
than I can do.
It's a really good impression.
No, like dude, like you're sick as fuck, but like I don't think I can play the show, like for real. And they're like, "No, the cat hasn't been here for a while," and he's like, "Dude."
He's coughing immediately.
He's like, "Dude, the cat is for sure here right now." That's the thing. And that happened all the time, and he was always right. So yeah.
No, it's true. Like it affects him for days,
Yeah.
and weeks sometimes after an interaction with a cat. So I wouldn't do that to him, but I do love cats. So my first cat, her name was Sassy.
Was it named after the Homeward Bound cat?
Yes, it was. Of course, it was. Yeah.
Perfect.
She was not very kind of a cat. Like she wasn't
Just like
affectionate
Sassy.
at all, did not want attention, but I loved her all the same. And then we got a dog named Smeagol.
Named after the former Hobbit from
Named after the dog from Homeward Bound.
Yes, after Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I'm actually not a big fan.
No, but I'm just about movies in general.
Okay.
When would you say you decided that your favorite genre was slick modern thriller?
Yeah.
Can you define?
I don't know.
Can you give me an example of a slick modern thriller?
She's
will.
got. Could you tell me your top 4 slick modern thrillers?
Please.
I can. I've been thinking about it deeply because I thought this might come up. So it's the first one is obviously Taken.
Obviously.
The movie
Excellent
Taken.
movie.
Slick modern.
Thrilling.
Thrilling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. It's between the next couple. I'm deciding between the other Takens, but I think
Holy shit.
I think for some variety.
Yeah.
Pandorum. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That is slick.
It's slick. It's modern. It's not. I mean, it's got some thrill, but it's also got some sci-fi.
Yeah.
Which I think it needs a little sci-fi. I really love like just a,
Like a
here
twist.
you go.
Okay.
So I had two other that I was thinking of, and I just, you know what? I can't remember them.
Would Minority Report be a slick modern thriller? Okay, great.
I don't know if it's modern, but
That's
I love it.
That's a slick futuristic thriller.
Okay, futuristic. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Dude, there's an interesting thing where he walks through a door in it, and it is the iPhone charging noise, and it came out years before the iPhone.
Well, they for sure stole it.
Yeah.
You know?
Crazy.
That is so cool. I didn't know that. I love Tom Cruise too.
Me too.
Oh,
So
the
like
king of movies.
The king.
anything with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Momentum.
Memento.
Memento.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a very slick modern thriller.
Momentum. Maybe get some mixed crossover. Memento. I don't know. I did do some research right before this when I searched slick modern thriller. And that one came up, but
is this an actual genre that I'm just finding out about?
It's Britty's favorite genre.
But it's like a real one. It's not something you made up.
I've only heard her say it.
Very well. Okay, say no more.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to give you a fourth one that isn't like Taken 2. I'm gonna go with Taken 2 though,
Okay,
because I just don't feel like thinking about it.
I will say the
that's
first
a good answer.
10 minutes of Taken 2 were incredible.
Yeah.
And then,
I was thrilled in a slick modern way.
and then the rest of the movie happened. But that first 10 minutes.
I don't I'm gonna be real with you. I like this genre because I don't have to pay attention.
Oh, okay.
But I could tell you what happens in Pandorum.
I believe you.
You know.
I know another movie you could tell me what happens in.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be that doesn't count.
No, it's not a slick modern thriller, but I do like your idea of recreating the entire movie with your friends.
For my birthday, I want everyone to
Scene for scene?
scene for scene, but I want you to do it
Like commit.
that
Yeah.
without script though. I want you to do it from memory.
Oh, perfect.
Like I want everyone to.
Can I be the bartender?
Absolutely.
She gets dinner here. That's all I want to be. I just want to be that guy.
supposed to mean?
What the hell is that supposed to mean? That's all I
Who
want.
are you, Lloyd? And is Mike Carey?
I want to watch. You know.
I see. You don't want to be in it.
Okay.
No, I just want to watch, and people can like.
Do you have any casting decisions in mind?
No, because this is the thing.
You've
can
got one
choose.
now. You've got one.
Who? Oh yeah, you're right.
Thank
You're
you.
right. Have one. I want everyone though to be willing to like trade. You know, so you don't
okay.
have to.
That's fun.
Because it's not fair.
Like It's
Okay.
Always Sunny how they switch when they do their fake movies, when they did Lethal
Exactly.
Weapon, whatever. Dude, so you got to pick the perfect person to yell, "He's got a gun!"
I was thinking that plus kick his ass. You know.
Kick his
like-
ass, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Okay, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
When was the first time you ever sang Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton at karaoke?
Oh man, I think I love that. I mean, obviously, I love that song. My dad was a huge Tony Braxton fan,
Okay.
so I sang that every day in the car. Like
Every day.
I'm not kidding.
I've heard you do it. You're really good at it. I won't ask you to do it now, but just trust me, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. But at karaoke, I think that might have been my first time
No
ever
way.
doing it.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have expected you to have been doing it your entire life.
I was
unbelievable.
singing it my whole life. I just wasn't doing it at karaoke.
I was damn near in tears.
Yeah.
Is it true that you're like super into Puddle of Mud right now?
I am. How did you know that?
That's just what I've heard.
Wait, how did you know
Don't
that?
worry about it. Don't ask.
Wait.
They always ask and they never know.
I'm really because I've listened to that on my way here.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're
know
just
what's-
super into Puddle of Mud.
You know what Puddle
Yeah.
of Mud song I like is the one I know what you are doing. The one about his kid.
I think are you talking about Blurry?
You could take it all away.
Yeah, that Blurry. Yeah,
That's a
That's
good
yeah.
song.
Britty's
That's a good track.
number one all-time banger.
That's a good
It's not
track.
my number one.
So let's get on your next time you do karaoke, I want to hear Unbreak My Heart. I want to
Got
hear
it.
Fast Car Again, duet.
Oh,
I can't do it. It's too sad.
I'll crush it for you. Don't worry. I got you.
Okay.
Tell me about, Britty. Well, I guess we'll talk about music a little bit more. Tell me about your first band ever.
It was Procession. Yeah. That's the band I learned to play guitar
Damn,
for.
that's a good band name for a first
One
band.
of my favorite band names of all time.
That's a good band name.
Really? We should bring it
Procession.
back. That's dope.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay.
You heard it here, folks. It's exclusive. Tell me about Procession. Tell me about was your first tour with Procession?
It was, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Okay. I don't know if I remember the first tour. Dom came on the tour.
Okay.
I heard Dom came in a few ways on the tour.
Okay.
I knew you were gonna run with that.
Yeah.
That's why I finished.
Well, I think he famously had a wet dream on the tour, right?
No.
It's well documented.
Wait, I don't think I know that story.
It is now well documented. But cool. How was the tour?
Okay.
Tell us more.
I think it was kind of terrible, honestly. So like,
Well, it should be.
yeah, it was your, first tour. Well, the band itself was a shoegaze band, and I fucking lucked out because it was with this bassist whose favorite band is Primus. So that tells you something.
So he rips.
He fucking rips.
Holy shit.
He plays yes. He plays a 5-string too.
Epic.
So you understand. He loves new metal.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Shoegaze with a Primus guy.
oh yeah, no, he
My worst nightmare, for real.
he held it down. Like
Okay.
so a lot of the songs are like very bass driven. And then this guitar player, songwriter too, named Graham, who is like Johnny Marr reincarnated. Just
wow. Just
incredibly talented.
Good.
I don't know that I can be in Procession. This is big shoes to fill.
What were you planning on doing in it? by the
Whatever
way?
you want. A tambo.
Okay, got it. I always thought we could use some keys.
Done. I'll learn.
I'd love to play keys in a band. Kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah. I was supposed to play keys at first, and then I was like, this is not, I don't know. Give me a guitar or something. You know, it just needed something a little bit more rocking.
Sure.
So then Graham taught me how to play the songs, and that's how I learned.
Without frets, which is unbelievable.
It's very chord heavy. So I learned like C,
Okay. Okay, that makes some sense.
You're better than me, is what it is.
No, because I struggle with power chords. I mean, I don't struggle with power chords anymore, but like I struggle with quick up, down. Like I struggle with that.
Did you struggle with power chords when you recorded a cover of Autumn's Monologue by From Autumn to Ashes?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I did.
Oh, cool.
Yes, but who didn't cover that song?
Me.
I think Bo and I didn't, but of the Britty community,
Yes.
everybody did.
Understand.
Everybody was doing
Okay.
it.
I remember Fada, I definitely remember them. Fada, yeah. But I wasn't a fan, I don't think.
Let me ask you something, Britty. Did Procession ever just hop on tours?
Why might you be asking that?
Somebody you knew at once in your life was famous for that. Britty dated the singer of Bear Trap, whose legendary gimmick was, and listeners of the show, Bear Trap, if you're listening, how you doing? Britty's here. They've just jumped on tours and shows all the time by just telling the promoter they were on them.
That's how I met him. He jumped on a tour.
Mikey?
Are you serious?
Yeah, at my show or like at my house.
They were really good at it.
I have booked one show in my entire life that was all me. I booked it at the Punk House in Chicago, the Albion House, for Bear Trap.
You booked a show for them.
I booked a show for them.
I mean, that's first ever.
It was a pretty good lineup, and I was able to give them $300 cash in like early 2000s.
Dope.
Pretty sick.
That's dope.
And they stayed at my place.
Who else? That's how I met him too. Yeah, he stayed at our house. And yeah, it was at my house.
I can't believe that's how he won you over.
He jumped onto the show and jumped into your heart.
How long did you guys date?
Like a year, I think, maybe a little longer.
Okay.
It was my longest relationship at that time.
Sure.
Holy shit.
Was he still doing his one pair of pants gimmick at the time? Oh, yeah.
Yes. I mean, he was in kind of like a crust punk era.
yes.
I think he still is. In fact, I don't
sure.
think we want to call it an era.
Sure.
I think he's crust at heart.
Yeah.
But yes, he was definitely doing that. He would like stay with me for long periods of time and did not need to bring clothes.
Did he ever try to hop into any of your other relationships?
What do you mean by that?
Talking about.
Just seems like something they would do.
I mean, he did hop into Procession. He ended up playing drums for us. For
See,
a while.
there you go.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Tell me about your hesitance to stay at hotels that you would call covered in hair.
Okay. So I have learned that I have OCD.
Oh,
And
okay.
I didn't know that.
Who diagnosed you?
It was my therapist, actually.
Okay, all right. Just keeping it kosher here. I'm just making sure.
So when you're talking to the therapist, you're like, yeah, this is good. I'm having a good time. Just keep that hair on your goddamn head, lady.
He's bald. He's bald.
Oh, perfect.
So wait, no, I didn't realize it. I now understand it, but like OCD is really weird. It's a hard because it's so misrepresented, and it's not just about contamination and cleanliness. Mine is not like that, like a lot of the time. But like dust is really hard for me. Hair is really hard.
Like
but
human hair, animal hair.
animal does not bother me for some reason.
No kidding.
No, I don't. I mean, it depends. If it's overwhelming, that would be really bothersome to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have like some of the cleanliness contamination
Do
challenges.
you analyze every room you go into for those things?
For dust, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Do you
if I
take
can see it.
Do you take your shoes off when you get home?
No. I actually
Now,
don't, but I
that
have
is
a
interesting.
Roborock.
That is very
I mean,
interesting.
to be fair, I will it depends. It depends. We have we have a lot of rubber in our house and like on the
for
floor.
the dogs,
Yeah,
right?
for the dogs, yeah. Because of mobility stuff. So like we mop a lot.
Oh.
So that doesn't like bother me so much, but if it's on a soft object, it's really bothersome to me.
So please tell me about this hotel. I'd love to hear about this.
Who did you talk? Did you talk to Dom?
Covered in hair. I don't know.
That's very interesting. Please go on.
No, it's just that I didn't know this at the time, but I was just like, I just must be a brat which there's probably some veracity to that as well. But I was like, everybody
Bratty
else
Drake.
is cool, like staying at these like shitty hotels or like staying at people's disgusting houses. And I was just like,
Which they are a lot of the
I can't do it. Like it's so hard for me. I won't sleep. I'm like just sitting like this the whole time, like white knuckles, like really,
because of the hair and the dust.
like even thinking about it right now, I'm having.
Okay,
Is it no?
we'll
It's
go
okay.
past
I'm surviving, but like that just gives you an indication. So we would go. Like I was just like, we have to get a nicer hotel than like.
So what
you
tier?
know,
Give me the chain that would be
Well-
that you wouldn't even look at.
I mean, like obviously like a Motel 6 or something, but even like a Red Roof Inn, I'm like, ooh.
Dude, Red Roof, what's funny is in the early years of touring, Red Roof was like, oh, we're getting Red Roof tonight. It was
Same.
like kind
And
of nice.
Britty, Red Roof pet friendly.
I know I've stayed at a Red
Yeah.
Roof for that reason.
But now I shan't be at a Red Roof.
over.
Now, yeah, but
Too
now
much hair.
Too much
I have a Hilton credit card for that reason.
Oh,
There you go.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't sleep, that's justified.
It's true. It's true. But now I recognize why. My old therapist was like, it's because your mom had cancer. And I'm like, because hair, she was like, she was doing too much. Like, it definitely wasn't because of that. It was because I have OCD. And it just went undiagnosed until I was in my 30s.
Gotcha.
So,
Well,
yeah.
good to know. See, I'm glad we got that cleared up.
Yeah, so I'm not a brat. I just have OCD. And that is
a
That's
medical
valid.
fact.
We hear you. We're listening.
thank you.
How
Listening,
long was
learning.
Procession a band?
We're kind of still a band.
Okay.
Technically, like, I mean, we never broke up, but
But it's not a big active part of your life.
no, but it should be because I'm supposed to record vocals for over 10 years now.
Awesome. Coming soon. New Procession.
No, for real. They're like, I really am. Taylor is supposed to do it.
Oh, you better get on. We'll talk about it.
yeah. I need to, yeah, I got to get on that.
So, how does Pity Sex start? And how do you come up with that name?
Yeah, always wanted to ask.
Okay.
It's following you for the rest of your life.
I know. I did not come up with a name. So
It's even worse.
I know. I know. This so I wasn't in the band originally.
Wow.
They were a band already. I booked their old band. They were in a hardcore band called Dire Wolf.
Oh.
From Ann Arbor-ish.
Okay. Yeah, Pity Sex is billed everywhere as Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor, yeah.
Oh, is that where the metal frat was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Incredible place.
Great place.
Lot of hair.
Lot of hair.
Yes, but I didn't have to sleep in it.
I did.
Yes.
Lot of hair.
Yes, I never had to sleep there. A little disgusting. Yeah.
Grateful for the hospitality. Covered in hair.
Covered. But very fun.
Yeah.
One of my favorite places. We would practice there. That was like
cool.
our practice spot back then.
I think we only played there twice, but it was awesome.
Really?
Loved it. Yeah.
I feel like
Had the best time ever since.
from Chicago, I feel like you would have played there more.
I know, but
Okay.
I played there more than twice. That's crazy.
I knew that because
Yeah.
I saw you there.
Was it the one where Mike the guy from Cold as Life was in the back watching like this the whole time?
I don't remember.
It was so sick.
But I definitely saw you multiple times.
Okay.
And there was one time where,
Chino Noir, he's known as now.
yeah, Mike was, I know I like overlapped with Mike a couple of times
Cool.
there, but I didn't meet him.
Gotcha.
So what was the question?
it was
The metaphor.
Yeah.
Pity
How
Sex.
did it start? Okay.
well, it was Dire
So
Wolf into Pity Sex.
Dire Wolf, and then they were like, we want to do like an emo band is what they were going for initially.
Okay.
And then they wrote this demo, I guess is what it would be.
So the Pity Sex demo, you're not on.
I'm not on it. No.
Wow.
And it's 4 songs. It's a split with this band called Brave Bird, who's I think a really great band.
Okay.
Good name.
And I think it holds up. I think the like singer is really talented. So they did that, and I was like, I'm a fan of this, and I had just transferred to the university there, so I was moving there.
Perfect.
And they were like, we like shoegaze, so let's like try to infuse some of that, but also like it made sense that I was moving there. We were all moving in together, so they were like,
Were they Procession heads?
oh yeah, like I think so. I don't know. So I maybe asked them.
They were big fans. That had to be.
I think they liked it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
So they were like, do you want to just join? At that point, it was already named. I thought the name was a joke. I thought it was like a placeholder.
Wow.
Like, we're going to call it Pity Sex, like a joke. It was actually their friend who also lives in Los Angeles now, John Hine, who came up with the name. And I don't know the full story. I think he just said, you should call it Pity Sex. And they were like, that's great. Let's do it. But that, I know it's not like the most exciting story. That's the
Do you
origin.
recall the first time anyone ever referred to you as Britty Sex?
I don't recall the first time, but I do recall several instances.
Were you like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's going to happen, huh?
I wasn't like thrilled about it.
Yeah.
It didn't like, I wasn't like bummed about it, but I was like, it's not my vibe.
I mean, Freddie Madball, Britty Sex, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Have you ever gotten like a border patrol or something? Like, what's the name of the band? Have you gotten that?
yes, but we usually lie.
Yeah, what do you say? That's what I would do too.
I'm trying to remember what we would say. I feel like we would say Brave Bird.
Okay.
I think that was the vibe. It's
So
like,
you guys don't, like, you've never once at TSA been like, we are called Pity Sex and I am the singer and I'm a woman.
No, I don't. I mean, maybe. I don't. I'm sure when we had to go.
I'll start using Pity Sex.
Okay, there we go.
there you
I'm going
go,
to
yeah.
use the clowns.
Oh, that's our classic.
I know.
You just did it to me.
I did.
Twitching Tongues and God's Hate have always been the clowns at airports.
Really?
We were Throwdown for a while, but then a TSA guy was like, I fucking love Throwdown.
Oh no.
You guys are all different guys. What's up with that? And we were like, oh, think shit happens. But the clowns has been our go-to.
That's pretty
Classic.
good.
Good callback, Brittany.
Yeah, it's a provocative name, huh? I'm sure it's kind of gotten you some attention that you didn't want.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm cool with some attention as long
I think
as
it sets you apart.
It does. That's true.
Tell me about is Dark World, is that your first
Yes.
record with Pity Sex?
Yeah.
Many bangers on there.
Thank you.
Tell
I know
me
you
about
had to learn some of them because somebody.
I did.
Yeah.
In doing that, I learned that Coca-Cola is one of the greatest. What genre would you say Pity Sex is?
I wish I could. I wish I had an answer.
Coca-Cola is one of the greatest Pity Sex genre songs ever written.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate that.
Whenever I see you guys now, I am top of my lungs.
I love that song. I think it's a really good song.
Great song.
Yeah.
Great soda.
Yeah. I love that it's about pop.
A true Great Lakes native right there.
Who writes this? Is this a collaborative writing experience?
Yeah. I mean, Brennan is a mastermind, especially on that record. Like, I came in with a lot of the songs, like, the structure was already there, or there was a lot of ideas happening, like, by the time I had come in. Because I had moved mid-writing.
Oh, okay.
And then at that point, it was like, okay, so I'm going to teach you some of the songs, and then you have to write, obviously, your parts. And then we ended up actually changing quite a few things, like, afterward, just through, like, we're practicing together, and, like, I was listening to a lot of Were at the time.
Yeah.
We're apparently uncanceled, so I can
Yeah,
say
they're
that.
back. They're fully back.
No
Yeah.
shit.
So I was listening
They're
to...
killing it.
They simply killing it. And so I was like, let's try to get more of the, like, you know, some more like driving parts and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, I think a lot of the bones are like what they were already. Just like kind of filling in some other vibes.
And were you always playing guitar and singing?
Yeah.
When-
I mean, at that point, I knew how to play guitar enough that I was like able to, even in Procession, I had written several songs. Like, you know, I would never say I like wrote the full song completely and then was like, here it is, presented to everybody. Like, I got feedback and I was able to say, like, you know, this is what I think. And then
It became collaborative.
yeah. But
sure.
I would like come with basically what I have, and then get some feedback. By the time I was working with Pity Sex, it was sort of like that, but also like such a different vibe than Procession. I mean, it feels that way now. I don't actually think it was that different in terms of the genre, but it was a lot of like building around what was already there at first, since there were already bones there.
Sure.
And that was different for me because usually Graham would write like a full song and just say like, this is the song. He would write, I mean, everything, like leads, rhythm, like
wow.
all of it, and just say like, this is the song. And that was new for me to
And he's
like,
not in the band anymore?
no, Graham was in Procession.
Graham is in this is Procession. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But then, for Pity Sex, Brennan had a lot of, I mean, basically a scaffold for, that would have been Dark World. Yeah. So he would have had like a lot of the scaffolding already there. And then we would just come in and either add stuff, change stuff, like make, some suggestions. But
And you're playing, typically, is it a Jazz Master or a Mustang?
it's a Jazz Master.
Were you always playing that?
I had...
Because when I think Pity Sex, and I think of you guys playing, that's what I see is you with the Jazz Master.
Yeah. I had that guitar. I mean, I had another one before that. That was, I mean, I had actually a Strat at some point, but when I was like 15, that was like my one that my mom got me when I was 15. And then I had an Epiphone Les Paul that I got from eBay for a while.
Do you remember the Strat that your mom got you?
Yeah. It was like, I mean, I don't remember all of the specs.
Was it a Fender or a Squier?
It was a Fender.
Nice.
So is that something that you would like to have back at some point?
Yeah, let's find it.
Okay.
Let's find it.
What happened to it?
I don't remember, honestly. I know. I wish I did. I feel like I like left it at my parents' house and then I just just wasn't
Yeah.
We're going to find it. This episode is brought to you by AG1. What was the first thing you did this morning, Bo?
I woke up and filled a glass with cold water.
How many ounces?
About 8 to 12.
8 to 12?
Yeah, roughly. And then one simple scoop of this beautiful green powder.
That's all it takes. And then you're getting all of your daily prebiotics, probiotics, nutrients you need. You don't need a cup of spinach anymore. You can just drink a glass of cold water. And guess what? If you go to drinkag1.com/hardlore,
Right.
not only are you going to get this incredible substance, they're
kidding.
going to give you 5 free travel packs for free. And this is one of the greatest developments in the history of this product. The travel pack is now cylindrical.
So you can simply rip and pour.
And done.
And done.
It's 2025, okay? It may be 2026 when you're watching this. We don't know yet.
We have no idea.
But we have hopefully survived by then because of the incredible things we're putting in our bodies now. AG1 is a big part of that. drinkage1.com/HardLore. This episode is brought to you by Mad Vintage.
Hey, Colin, where'd you get that shirt?
maddvintage.com. Wow. Yeah, that's all you got to do. You go to this website. You listen to a band that we talk about on our show. He's got you covered. You're going to find the shirts you've been looking for your entire life. And we're passionate about this.
It's one of our favorite aspects of the thing that we're into, and it's important to note. Luke, over at Mad Vintage, he's looking to buy, he's looking to trade. He wants to see what you got. You know you have things you haven't worn in a long time in that closet.
And you might sell them to him and see him on this show someday. So let's hurry it up. Hit him up. I want them. Our closets are full. So please get the stuff before we do.
I can't take anymore.
No. That's code HardLore15 for 15% off. Mad Vintage. Back to the episode. Tell me, so what's the goal of Pity Sex at first? You kind of, like, you signed for Run for Cover, a very real label with a lot of very real bands. Yeah. You're doing splits with Adventures. You got LPs coming. You're in university at this time?
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, you're doing that while this very real band is starting. What's the goal? What's that conversation like?
I don't think we ever had a conversation. I think we were like, that's kind of fun. Yeah, it was never serious. I think it was like sort of, we all knew that it might be, so we all wanted to do it, but we didn't want to do it, you know? Like. But
you unfortunately made sick music and a lot of cool opportunities come with that.
But we turned down a lot of really cool opportunities, like a lot. This sounds like I'm like,
no, it's true.
We had to turn down a lot of opportunities because I was like, sorry, I'm going to be in school at that time.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to university. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
They wanted you, though, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think about it sometimes. I'm like, damn, what would it have been like if we had done that tour or something? Because there was like some really, especially when we were first signed, like, you know, baby band status. I think things change when you're like no longer the like blog darlings.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I didn't know you personally for a long time, but I was very familiar with the band, and it was very much so like Pity Sex, the next big thing. Yeah. Isn't their name insane? They're on the rise.
Such a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what our goal was. We literally were just like, let's just do what we can do. Yeah. And let's have some fun, see how this goes. And then ultimately, I mean, we all just had to like make decisions on what we could and couldn't do.
Sure.
But I don't think there was ever a discussion where we were like, yeah, let's like
at least one tour, a spring break, blah blah blah, kind of thing. Yeah,
we did do that where I was like, this is when my spring break is, and so like we could do it.
So
during that time.
What's the first Pity Sex tour?
That's a good question. I think it was with Bravebird.
Okay.
And I think it was in Chicago. We went to Chicago and Minneapolis. Like that's how far we went, and then we went home.
Is there a full U.S. tour that Pity Sex did early that comes to mind that you would maybe have any anecdotes from?
Yes, definitely. We did.
Any stories from tour, if you would.
I mean, gosh, okay.
We really like them.
I wasn't prepared for this question. Yeah, I mean, certainly there's so many. I mean, where do we begin? One of my favorites. I don't know. They're all about Brennan.
Okay. You know, I didn't like Brennan at first.
He has that effect on people. He's so lovable.
I love him now.
I love Brennan.
I like him.
I'm like a Brennan stan, but people do not get him when they first meet him. You know, like you just gotta get him.
I last time I saw him, he was wearing some shirt that I was like, that's a cool shirt. And he was like, yeah, I thought it like looked like shit. So I bought it, which in that moment was like, yeah, you did.
He's also a screen printer, so I feel like he has like some, like he's like really in the screen printing
So he was like, this is a terrible print job.
I feel like he might have been like dropping some like knowledge there.
Gotcha. So there's more, see? Uncracked egg, this Brennan.
But he is. He is an enigma in every sense of the word.
Okay.
I mean, all of my stories are about him, I think.
Hit me.
Well, I can remember one time we went to, you know that when you play Scranton, everyone goes to that pizza place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Angelo's?
No,
No.
that's in Wilkes-Barre.
No, that might actually be it.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
I mean, we would play Scranton and then go to Wilkes-Barre. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
30
probably
minutes.
Angelo's.
Okay, no, then I think that's the place with the sweet sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I just remember, so we drive over there, and for some reason, Brendan got it in his head that we were like going to sleep somewhere and not going to a pizza place. So we all got out of the van and like go up to the pizza place, and then Brendan follows a little bit later carrying his like sleeping pad, like fully blown up. His fully blown up, and then his sleeping bag and like his backpack and everything, and he walks in like,
The fuck?
what is this? Like not realizing that we're at a pizza place.
And it's very small.
Yeah, there's 4 tables.
Yeah.
It was incredibly cumbersome for him to walk in with all of that gear, like camping gear. That's a good story.
They laugh him out of the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we did.
Yeah.
We certainly did. Let me see. I mean, that's the first one that comes to mind.
That's a good one.
Sidebar,
I mean, there's a lot.
Colin,
Yeah.
you like that sweet sauce pizza?
I love sweet sauce.
Me too.
I worship it.
It's light. You can eat so much.
I
of it.
know. There's a Prince Street here has the Sunset Square. It's called. They have a sweet sauce, nearly identical.
Fantastic.
I do like Prince Street, but I don't like the sweet sauce.
From there, you've had it.
I have, but without cheese, it's just
I mean, that's a personal problem, brother.
skill issue.
Yeah.
So
On my part.
100%.
I'm just realizing. So you went to Angelo's and were obviously vegan. Do they have vegan cheese there?
I can't remember what we did. I think we
Did you beat BYOC?
no, we wouldn't have had that on tour.
I could see
don't
them having
remember.
like Daya at the time.
I don't know, man.
I
I
could
don't
see
think they
it.
did. I
think they
think we
did.
just did it without cheese because
Oh,
all
okay.
of us were vegan.
Holy moly!
Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
All of Pity
So-
Sex was vegan. And you
Did
go
Pity
to
Sex ever go to Europe?
We actually never did Europe. We did the UK.
Oh.
And I actually found that to be really challenging. Like just the UK
Yeah,
to be challenging.
It was
And
different
food.
then too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable now. right?
Greg's has vegan sausage rolls and shit. You know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. This was back in the day. So we never did mainland Europe.
Okay.
Partly because of that. Like,
Really?
no thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Just we were like, I'm not, I'm not trying to be uncomfortable kind of thing.
Sure.
Wow.
Even though tour was so
I think the
profoundly
vegan aspect
uncomfortable.
would have been really easy for you there.
In Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In-
but
in
we would be
Western
getting
Europe,
like a
yeah.
plastic bag full of watermelon.
I can tell you all about that, brother.
I know.
I'm not joking. When we played Liechtenstein and in the morning we got breakfast and it was a bag of sliced oranges.
No, okay. Oh yeah, I forget that you weren't on the watermelon tour.
What's the watermelon tour?
It was the 2015 one. It was the last one we ever did, where we stayed with a guy, and he said, "We have made you breakfast," and it was a bag of sliced watermelon.
I wonder if they were the same
that
guys.
did not make it to the band.
I wonder if they were the same guys.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
stayed
What
Fucking
there.
rapscallions,
Yeah.
dude.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you would have loved it
I do like watermelon, but if it was in a bag, I would have absolutely had a hard time with it.
because of potential hair or
Yes,
dust
exactly.
in the
And
bag.
I have a hard time with people cooking for me too.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah, if I gotta see the kitchen first, I need to know what we're working
Wow.
with.
So
Yeah.
does that include restaurants?
No, restaurants, it depends on, I mean, if I get into the restaurant and it looks dirty from the outside, yes. Like if I'm like, we're not cleaning regularly, then I might have a harder time. But it's not, it depends.
Was it challenging at first to have Mike cook for you?
No.
Because he's the best at it.
No, because he is good at it.
Yeah.
He is very
I've
good.
seen him complete actual miracles in times of crisis.
He actually, our first time where we spent time together, because we were not spending time long distance, was at what's that Richmond Fest? Why can't I think?
United
Blood. Yeah, thank you. Where we had like a little kitchenette there, and he made me like an Italian dish
Oh,
in this tiny little kitchenette. Yeah, it was very impressive.
He's done the same thing for me, so don't feel too special.
Britty,
I was impressed.
How does it feel walking into like a salon or a barber shop?
That is not as bothersome to
Okay.
me because
It's supposed to be.
You're expecting
like-
it.
It's not just that, but also they like clean it up quickly, and it's like chopped up pieces of hair, not like from the
length.
root.
So length is what does it, huh?
Length and girth. Yeah.
It often does. So Feast of Love, the debut LP from Pity Sex. Tell me about putting this record together. Is this your first LP as a musician?
No.
Or was there a Procession LP?
Procession, I think there's technically an LP, but
as a writer?
Yeah. I mean, I wrote some songs on that, on the Procession one, but yes, let's just go with yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's from my first. I mean, it was my first one where it was like legit recorded by somebody who, Dark World was recorded at the Metal Frat.
Right. I mean, it sounds like it in the coolest way.
Yeah, no, I love the vibe. And Chris from Brave Bird is the one who recorded it.
Awesome.
Is it live?
No. We did record, we recorded things separately.
Okay. It's awesome. Dark World, what a record. Feast of Love, what a record. Tell me about putting it together. Are there any musical contributions that you look at fondly now and be like, damn, I did a really good job on that song?
Yeah. It's hard to talk about this without seeming...
this is what it's all about. This is your day, Britty.
I know, it's hard. I mean, Hollow Body, I was really proud of because I don't write songs like that ever. It's the only song I've ever written that I'm like, it's, that vibe. And when I say that vibe, I mean, it's, not just strumming,
Totally.
I was really proud of that. I was proud of the lyrics and everything. I think I did a really good job with particularly the vocals on Keep, which like I listen back and I'm like, how did I think of that?
Who is she?
That's not me. I wouldn't have done that. There's so much like soul there. Or something.
I have that thought a lot now. Of like,
about yourself?
Yeah,
like
where the fuck?
Where is that person?
Where did he go, man?
Yeah.
How did he think of that?
Exactly.
She did good.
Yeah, no, I'm like really proud of it. I'm like, damn, I really did that.
You can see why Pity Sex was blog darling next big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
What about touring on Feast of Love?
That was really cool. I'm trying to think of what that was because our first US would have been the one that we had just put out, Dark World, and that was all self-booked. Another fun fact from that tour, I actually didn't go on the first part of that tour for personal reasons.
Oh, okay.
No, it's well, I'll tell you, it's just sad. It was like my mom died, and it was like I have to go to my mom's funeral, so I can't go on this tour. Brennan sang, and that was okay we only had like one song that I sang on, so it was fine. But then, so Feast of Love. Oh wait, no, I do want to tell that one.
Please.
That one story. Did you guys ever play Midland, Texas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know
that house with Title Fight?
I don't know if it's a house. It's like a venue, I think, technically.
Midland.
Played a venue. Is it called the Matchbox?
I don't remember what it's called.
I bet it's called the Matchbox.
I know what you're talking about. I played there on the minus Soul Search Twitching Tongues tour. Yes.
I think I saw that tour at the Metal Frat if it went there.
You for sure did.
Okay, cool.
That was the first time I played there.
Yes. Amazing. That's when I met Tim Butcher, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is a positive thing, I promise. But he goes, Husker Du, what's your favorite song? Like, he was totally doing a name 3 songs to me because I was wearing a Husker Du shirt, which I now think is, I think that memory fondly. At the time, I didn't clock it as being rude. I was just like, oh, it's Green Eye. Like, now I'm like, oh, that was what he was doing there.
Sure.
Okay, back to Midland, Texas. This venue, I wasn't there for this, thank fucking God, because they slept there.
Oh, no.
And apparently there were ants crawling in their faces. It was so hot. It was, in the middle of summer, but they slept there, and it was apparently the most miserable night. And then the next day they had a show where they showed up, and it was so sketchy that they just left. They just immediately bailed.
In Texas?
I think it was in Texas.
Had to have been. Midland is
So it's got to be fucking El Paso or something,
Or like
Lubbock.
Denton or something. I don't know. I'm just naming cities from Texas.
Shout out Texas.
Yeah, Texas
Great.
rocks now.
Shout out Midland, Lubbock, Denton.
Had great shows there. I loved it, but I missed those ones, and I'm grateful I wasn't there for those.
Do you know that your Wikipedia says that you toured with Big Sean?
Does it say that?
It does. And I have
Did you write that?
I have
Colin?
to imagine it's Brennan doing a bit.
No. he Big Sean?
Yeah.
Who?
It says Adventures, Big Sean, Basement, Tiger's Jaw. It's gotta be Brennan. And it's so funny.
No,
if it is.
but he would not do that.
Maybe
He would not
there's
do
just
that.
another name that matches yours who did tour with Big Sean in some way.
No, you
Another
click on
name.
that. There's no other Pity Sex for one.
Yeah.
And
What
then you
other
click
Pity
on that Big Sean.
Oh, I misunderstood that it was the Pity Sex Wikipedia. I thought she had a Wikipedia.
No. Oh, yeah. No.
Do I? Can you look it up?
I don't think you do. I'm sorry.
Can
Not-
someone fix
Neither
that?
do I.
Not yet.
Let's fix it.
Neither does Bo. I think Harm's Way does, though.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
cool. So you toured with Big Sean. How was that? But you have...
I'm not. I actually am like, did we? I think we might. Who knows? Maybe.
Maybe a fest or something?
Yeah, maybe a fest.
Maybe. Yeah. Like maybe we overlapped. I don't know. We did some weird shit.
What did you do?
I clearly don't recollect a lot of our tours,
Sure.
but we did some weird shit.
Okay.
There were some weird tours.
Tell me about it.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're doing great.
I'm trying. The Feast of Love tour, which is why I started talking about the Midland show.
Mm-hmm.
The Feast of Love tour. Who was it with? Do you know?
No.
We weren't on
Our
it.
Wikipedia doesn't say.
I was with Big Sean. Pity Sex, Big Sean, Feast of Love.
I was just thinking the
feel-
other day how helpful a Discogs for tours or like merch would be.
Setlist.fm has tours on it.
But
all
like,
the time.
how in depth is that though? Isn't that like more major bands? You know what I mean?
We're on there. You're on there.
Really?
Pity
You're
Sex at
major
Midland is
bands.
for sure on there.
Interesting.
I guarantee you. I can
So
find
then look up Pity Sex Big Sean live on the air right now.
Yeah.
it. Fine. Setlist.fm shows no results for Pity Sex Big Sean. Also shows no results for Pity Sex Midland. So they could have been fucking with you.
No, that was real.
don't know.
100%. We played Midland
That's what
after.
I'm saying. It's not comprehensive enough, you know?
I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. We need
Yeah.
tour boxed.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But tell me about the Feast of Love tour. Any just specific stories or memories that
I
come
wish
to
I
mind?
remembered it.
Good tour though. Good shows.
Yeah. I mean, I had so much fun
Good.
and I was like, this is dope. Like, I want to do this
Okay.
more.
Oh.
I really enjoyed, there was this one show we played in St. Louis where, so on the tour, there were 3 women total. And The World is a Beautiful Place has as many band members as are words in their
Oh, that's a
band's
lot.
name,
That's
right?
about 15.
Yes.
20 words?
Literally, they had a cellist.
Really?
Yeah. What, is that what you...
Yeah, no,
cellist,
that's
yeah.
100. You crushed it.
Is that 14? Jesus.
Yeah. No, there was a lot.
Yeah.
So actually, wait, there were 4 women because the cellist was a woman. And so we get to this one venue in St. Louis, and as we're walking in, you know, he gives everybody their like band passes, and then we get to the first woman, and he goes, "What do you do in the band?" And she's like, "It was Carly." She's like, I'm, you know, a photographer, and I'm like I'm on the tour package, like kind of afraid of what the reaction is going to be. And he's like, okay, I just want to make sure you were actually in the like with the band, implying that she was just trying to like get in for free or something. I don't know.
Still happens. I see it happen to this day.
Of course. Happens to the very next woman too. And then I don't know if I was the last one, but like essentially it gets to me. I've seen this happen twice.
You're going Super Saiyan in the back.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I'm sorry, what do you do? And he's like, I mean, I'm like the door guy. I was like, oh, so you're just the door guy. Okay, got it. Like you don't need to be questioning us anymore. And
Wow.
Eventually they are the headliner. So I'm, kind of making waves a little bit, like want to be a little careful. But they, during their set, call him out and are like the sexist door guy, like, fuck you. There's no room for people like you in music. Like, I mean, he had really given us a hard time.
Wow.
It was valid. It was totally valid.
Well, it's just
And
like,
then-
read the room, brother. If everybody's
Straight
loading
up,
in, I think
Not
you can
only that,
assume
but-
they're fucking there.
It's very clear when you've let 14 men through and then you stop. The only people you ask the question are the women. Like, it's obvious what you're doing.
100%.
And he got fired that night.
Oh,
Wow.
So
look at that.
I mean, I don't usually celebrate other people losing their jobs, but this dude sucked. Like I think that was a positive.
So that was
came
a big
out of that
event
tour. Yeah, I
for
think it
the
was
tour.
a positive.
Wow. Hopefully he doesn't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, he won't be able to because he lost his job.
No, I mean, I'm sure he found another job, but I'm saying hopefully.
I don't know. We'll never know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
So-
he gave up.
So you accidentally dated someone on this tour. You dated somebody else. I'm sure you dated other people. Did you watch Titanic with them?
Yes, I did.
Because you won't watch Titanic with Mike.
I won't.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Because every time I've watched Titanic with somebody, we broke up.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah,
Devastating.
beautiful. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But he really wants to watch it with you. Just so you
We
know.
can survive. I'm no longer scared.
Oh, good.
We can survive Titanic.
Mike, get the Apple TV ready.
The ship
Yeah,
is a
but
beautiful place, and you're no longer afraid to break it.
To watch Titanic.
You did a ceremony tour in 2015.
Yeah,
How
that was really fucking cool.
Tell me about it.
Ceremony is one of my favorite bands.
One of the greats.
Incredible band. Yeah, like one of the first times I ever came to California was to see them. So that was like life-changing experience for me. It was with Tony Molina.
That's a crazy tour.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I met Madison for the first time too.
Madison Woodward?
Yeah, Madison.
6'9"?
Yes. Was with Tony Molina and
Awesome.
Yeah, it was so fun. Mike was on the tour too. So that made it extra fun.
Is that wow?
What?
It's a great tour.
It was real fun.
Did Anthony ever ask you crazy hypothetical questions?
I feel like, my recollection is I actually didn't talk to Anthony that
Really?
much. I remember talking to
Diva to diva, I can tell you. That's a third diva to this group.
Since then, I feel like yes, that is.
He's asked you hypothetical
Yes,
questions.
I've gotten the hypotheticals.
That's the best.
But I feel like, that when you're touring and I don't know, I just feel like we didn't I was with Mike. Mike and I were very early in our relationship. We went to the aquarium. Like we were like, we just got to the place. We're going to the aquarium together. We'll be back, so we didn't like
This is really like the beginning of
Yeah,
the Cesario Drake
exactly.
household.
So I was like, out
10 years ago.
10 years ago. I know. So
Wow.
wild.
Time flies.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
So that was fun though. But like also all of them incredibly nice, cool people. That was amazing.
But you were in honeymoon phase.
Relationship land. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
A year later, I guess maybe was it that year, White Hot Moon?
That's a good question.
2015. I think it might have been 2015 because you did something else in 2016.
It
I
came
don't know.
out 2016.
Well, then there you go.
We were done with it by like 2014. And we had to sit on it.
So 2016, White Hot Moon. This is a huge record.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think is why we broke up.
No, I don't mean that it's successful.
Oh, sure.
And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean
No.
literally musically huge.
Aha.
Thank you.
It is dense and long, and it's a big sonic journey.
Thank you.
Tell me about White Hot Moon and your personal contributions that stick with you.
Well, I mean, that is a record that was very collaborative. Like we sat down together. I mean, Feast of Love had that too, but this was like, all right, we're going to be like writing together, less like Brennan is going to go smoke some weed and he'll come back with something. And then like, somebody else will come back with something. So we did a lot more like writing stuff together, giving a lot of feedback. I think we just put in a lot more thought to it, which is, I think, what you're supposed to do. But also like sometimes you second guess yourself. You're not sure.
You can overthink.
You can overthink.
Absolutely.
So
Do you think you did that?
I don't know I don't know.
Yeah.
So I question it sometimes.
I think it's timing because like it's a sick record.
I agree. I really like songs off of that. Right. And one of them is very successful. Like,
There you go.
So, and it's a song about Mike too.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
There's some really cool, like,
Steven, put the Italian flag, the Sicilian flag over us. Thank
can I
you.
just say though, the reason I wrote it, this is lore. I hope Mike doesn't.
This is soft
First,
lore.
tell them the title of the song.
Okay, it's called Bird and You.
Uh-oh.
And I wrote it during 3 days that Mike was not talking to me because he ghosted me for 3 days. Mike, I'm sorry if you don't want me to tell people this. I think he's okay.
You're
with
fine.
it. Yeah,
You're ready to watch Titanic. You can tell this story.
Yeah. So he ghosted me for 3 days. Can you believe that?
No.
I can't either.
That doesn't seem like something he would do.
I know. He says, well, I know why. And I'm not going to go into the details of why.
Okay.
But I know why. And I was upset. I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm going to have to put my feelings into something. So I wrote this song for him. I'm going to
have to write a smash hit.
Going to have to write a song about
that
him.
he has to think about forever and eventually play.
And then eventually play it. Yeah. And then I texted him, what's going on? Just be real with me. And he was like, yeah, my bad. Yeah, you're so dope, dude. Like,
no, like honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
He did this.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Did you ever meet Fudge?
Yeah, of course I did. So I actually hung out with Mike for the first time other than him asking me if I wanted to go get Del Taco.
Nice.
Because Mikey Sex did a show at the Echo.
Oh, okay.
Whichever one's smaller.
Santa Ana. Yeah, the Echo. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I was thinking of the Observatory.
Yeah,
that's...
we played there too, I think.
That's why I was thinking that.
So we played there and the Echo or whatever small one together with, I think, actually.
Sick gig.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, we're playing near you. Can we stay with you? And that's how I met Fudge, too. And we got to hang out with Fudge.
Fudge was Mike's Pekingese.
Yep.
Rest in peace. Great, incredible dog.
Incredible.
I met Fudge once.
You did?
I did, yep.
So
Huge
cute.
privilege. Tell me about tours on White Hot Moon.
It was a little bleak. I'm going to be real.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of... Okay, so real talk, we only did one tour. And then I was like, I have to leave. So we had waited for this record to come out, got a terrible review, which I remember I immediately blocked the person who wrote the review. I was like,
Been there.
Blocked.
Yeah.
And all I remember is Sean saying, this review basically says, like, sandwich sucks, bread tastes, like, the bun tastes like bread, or something like, about the equivalent of them being like, they wrote a song that sounds like the song they were writing. Yeah, you know? I don't know. I remember.
That's pretty funny.
I know. Sean's funny. He doesn't look like it, but he is.
Dude, 2015, 2016, kind of rough for new
Dark
records.
time for music, man. Dark time to be in a band. Music journalists were too safe.
Dude,
You're absolutely right.
I'm telling you, ritual combat needs to be instituted.
Yes. And my ego is very fragile,
Same.
or especially
same.
at that time.
Same,
like now,
same.
you know, I'm in my 30s. I'm okay.
What's that
But-
like?
Being in your 30s or being okay?
Being okay. I can't read one goddamn thing about me. I fall to pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just safe from it now. Like nobody's writing anything about me.
Everybody say nice things.
Say nice
below.
things in the
Only
comments.
nice things, please.
Not something like she thinks she's too cute, like somebody fucking wrote on the last
Oh,
video.
no.
I know. You didn't see that?
No.
No,
Oh, I check
don't
it
read
weekly.
I don't read
I'm
it.
just kidding. Somebody did write that. And it's an incel, of course.
Oh,
Of course.
Like,
well,
it's very incel.
we got a couple
coded.
of those.
I
Get
know.
out of here.
I know. So, I'm sorry. Nobody wants to sleep with you. Like, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
But where was I?
The review wasn't great.
The White Hot Moon,
Yeah.
the reception, and the tours.
Reception, not great. You know
Okay.
what? And I was really proud of it. And I was like, I'm releasing a record at my like job. And then, you know, it was really heartbreaking to be like, nobody likes it. Okay. And I'm probably remembering it more harshly than it actually was.
And we as artists only remember the negative.
Yes.
You know?
100%.
Like I'm sure 100 people were telling you, great job, great record.
Yeah.
But the one that's like
Sandwich
bread,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're gonna remember that.
Yes. So we do the tour and it's with, now this is going to be probably not outside of your wheelhouse.
Big Sean?
Power Bottom.
Oh,
Do you remember that band?
fuck. That was that time? Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Yes. So we do our tour with Power Bottom and Pedal. Incredible.
Pedal rules.
Fucking incredible.
Pedal is so fucking
Fucking
good.
listen to Pedal. Everybody, because it is So good.
So many bangers.
Yeah. And the musicianship is beyond what I like. We are so blessed to
And
have that out
did
there.
Kylie write a lot of that stuff herself?
Kylie wrote all of it. Like
Wow.
Kylie
Wow.
is the mastermind behind Pedal. It is
Genuinely brilliant artist.
brilliant and so talented. And I mean, truly, like, listen to Tightrope in particular. I listen to that song once every
Tightrope
couple.
is crazy.
It's incredible. The lyrics are incredible. The fucking I don't even want to like describe it because I'm going to describe it ineffectively and it's not going to
Is
do
Pedal
it.
an active band?
Yes. So like Kylie plays solo sets themselves. Like, so that happens. But, and in fact, I was like, Mike, do we fly out to see Pedal? Like there's a couple
Do we
of
fly
shows,
out to be in Pedal?
but Kylie is still
Oh, awesome.
Active.
Yeah, Pedal fucking rules.
But okay, so Pedal is on the tour, which was incredible.
Yeah.
I loved that. Just like interpersonally, musically, incredible. Power Bottom also, I mean, dare I say, interpersonally, musically, incredible.
Just a little bit of controversy at the same time.
Well, the controversy didn't happen until after the tour.
Oh,
but
good.
They were popping the fuck off.
Yeah,
Like,
they were next in line.
they were doing sometimes better than us. Like, this is our first and I think only headline tour ever. And it was like, I basically was like, damn, we should really throw in the towel. Like this, we have nothing like on this band. And I will say Power Bottom, incredible, like theatrical element to it. Pity Sex, we are not, that is not what we are.
You're there to fucking rock.
Yeah, just play.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I get some good banter go. Like, I mean, I think sometimes.
No, you're very smart and witty and funny.
Thank you.
You have a famous wit.
Thank you. I was trying to carry some like, entertainment value, but like famously we are kind of just like, like kind of chilling. So seeing that and then having our set, which was very low energy in comparison, I was like, damn, we got to throw in the towel. And that was like kind of what did us in.
Wow.
A little
That
bit.
tour.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I felt like we're not as special, I think, as
Oh
people
my
thought.
goodness.
We should just
no.
cut it out.
And that's just like as soon as you start comparing yourself
Yeah.
yeah,
to others,
of course.
you lose.
Competition.
You're going to
is-
lose every time.
Competition is the death of creativity.
100%.
You know?
100. No, I totally agree. But 25,
Yeah.
Totally.
Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I get
You
it.
know?
I get it. I get it.
you're young.
And you're in this exciting new relationship where
So you're like-
he's part of a big Sicilian family. And he's saying, I want us to settle down with you.
No, that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, right.
So it wasn't that. It was grad school. Was
Oh,
what
okay,
it was.
sure.
But I was like, I feel comfortable saying now is my, I'm out. Because it just didn't feel like things were going as well as they were. Like we kind of missed our opportunity.
Totally.
Let's just pause on this for.
So
yeah.
so you leaving Pity Sex was not Mike's fault.
No.
Okay.
No. Not at all.
Okay.
He was like, I mean, he was supportive.
He's probably like, you know what? That'd be sick.
You know what, Britty? It's gonna
Britty,
be
you're
dope.
so sick.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, good.
When did this might be moving into the future too far, but when did California start to be a realistic endpoint for you? Or next step, let's say.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I started dating Mike, I was like, well, I guess I have to move to California because I'm not asking you to move to Michigan.
But he was Michigan Mike for a bit.
He was, thankfully, because he knew I had to finish. I don't even think I had graduated college yet. I might have just graduated or like I was, like a few weeks out or something. When I actually met him, I think I just graduated, but I was working at the university too. And so I was like, I need to put in my time here so that I can get a really good letter of recommendation for grad school. That's like how you get in. It's not like grades. I mean, they care about your grades, but it's mostly like who can vouch for you.
Sure.
Sounds awful.
I mean, I was lucky. I had somebody I knew he would vouch for me. I just had to put in my time.
Great.
So I knew I was going to apply to grad schools out here in California. I knew there was a lot of grad schools in California. So I was like, I'll be able to get into one of them probably.
Sure.
But I even applied to like Arizona. Like there's no sure thing when you're applying to grad schools. You got to apply. I almost applied to one that requires you to have like a reference from a pastor. I don't have one of those. Like I was just like, that's another school, trying to get out here. So that was when I knew I wanted to do that. But in order to do that, you have to get like 2 years of experience. You have to not pass, but you have to take this test that's like the SAT, but for grad school. So like that takes a lot of studying and like practice tests and stuff like that. And then I took it 3 times because I was like, I really want to get the best score possible,
Totally.
So there's a lot that goes into it.
And all the while that's happening, Pity Sex is continuing as a band. How do you look at that time?
It was a lot of work. Like, I had my job at the university, which was full time. And then I worked at another research facility at volunteer.
Sure.
Totally volunteer just to like get more letters of rec. And then I also worked at another research facility.
What?
That one was paid, but it was only like 3 hours a week.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I was like writing songs and practice. Like it was a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the decision, you leave the band, you play one last show with Best Coast.
Yes.
Oh,
How
cool.
was that? That cool?
That was really fun. My dad came and it was in Grand Rapids, which
Special.
famously is where I lived for a moment. I don't know if that's famous. I claim it very
It's well documented.
well documented where I met Alec.
Totally.
And Dom. So it was in Grand Rapids, which was a big deal to like go back there and play the show. Pyramid Scheme, great venue.
Played there.
I like it. I like it there a lot. Yeah.
So you leave the band, but they continue.
They continue.
How?
Which I told them, please
Okay.
do.
Please do
Please
that.
do not stop this because of my,
And then shortly after they did.
And then they said, you know what? This isn't fun anymore.
Yeah. And then
missing
Brennan started another
something.
band.
He started a couple
other
other bands. He's in a couple other bands.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, since then he's been in a couple. I mean, he's prolific as a musician. He's one of those people who's just like, you cannot stop him.
But in 2022, Pity Sex announces that they'll be playing Sound and Fury in California in July. Greaves, Drake, and St. Charles all participated in the reunion, with Drake's husband, Michael Cesario, joining on bass. Tell me about adding Mike to the band, because it's my favorite thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
No, it's incredible. So our bassist, like the OG bassist, is like I think he's a teacher now. I mean, he's doing really important like teaching stuff.
Sure.
He like went to get his master's in teaching, and he was like always in that world. Like he volunteered at this like after school tutoring program. He was like really invested in education infrastructure in Michigan. So he's like doing all of that. And he was, I'm done. Like, have fun. Thanks for asking. Have fun. So we were like, well, Mike already knows one song on bass. Let's just pick him up.
If you go see Pity Sex, nice. If you go see Pity Sex, I want you to really pay close attention to Mike. And his vibe on stage is Mike.
Yeah.
He's not up in the shoegazeness. He's not wearing a costume in any way. He is Mike from everything else he's ever done. Forced Order, Twitching Tongues, Holy Blade, Creatures.
Do you know what it
He's the
reminds me
same
of,
guy.
Colin? It reminds me of when Metallica goes to see Echo Brain in the Some Kind of Monster, and Newsted's playing, but he's playing how he plays in this totally different band. That's
Mike and
that's
Pity
what
Sex.
it is. Yeah.
So that first show back, how are you feeling at that time? Is that pure nerves, or is it like, holy shit, I can't wait to play again?
Pure nerves.
Okay.
Absolutely. In every single way. And also, one of my pedals broke. Well, somebody stepped on it. Somebody did step on it. Like, which pedals are meant to be stepped on?
For sure.
Not
But-
like
But
that.
by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my Russian Big Muff, which I had like somebody install a power adapter. So it's like usually they require a battery, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to like direct. So I had that installed, but like the weld not welding, soldering was like kind of weak.
Yeah.
And so somebody like kicked it or something and
just snapped
and then
it.
every time it would undo. Now this was fine. Everything was fine. But what happened now, this happened to me actually one too many times where I fixed it forever.
Okay.
But it would turn off my whole pedal board because it was like a daisy chain situation.
Yeah,
so
like short. Yeah.
yes. And then every time it would turn back on, my phaser was on.
So
It's on.
coming back on.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. The entire time. Like, so I'm just like, fucking phaser's back on. So I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember being like, you know what? I'm just going to do my best and it's going to be fine. But we just hadn't played in so long that I just wasn't anticipating that stuff. And like, you know, it's a festival. It was really fun, by the way.
And the set was awesome.
And the set was awesome. I don't know. Oh, and that was the other thing is Sean almost couldn't drum.
Yeah.
So
you had me learning songs, Derek learning songs.
So there was a lot of stress on the back end, or I guess it was the front end of it.
More in the rhythm section.
Yes.
Right.
Right. But it was really fun. And as soon as we played that, Brennan was like, you know, let's like see if there's some other stuff we could do, which was cool because I didn't know how he would feel about it before then. I was actually shocked that he was down before it. It was like a nice, like, I don't know, like rekindling.
And you've been a straight up active band since.
Yeah, it feels that way. I mean,
What's the dynamic like?
in terms of like relationship?
Yeah, like a relationship, creativity. What is Pity Sex like in 2025?
I mean, yeah, no, it's a good question because we are working on stuff, you know, like I don't know what is going to come of it. I don't want to say too much either because then I said this about Procession 10 years ago.
And I've heard every single one of them. Those aren't even demos. Those are just songs that aren't done.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay.
But yeah, Brendan is, like I said, he is prolific. He is so talented. And yeah, I don't know how much he would want me to say about this either.
Okay.
He's one of those people.
I mean, it wouldn't be crazy to say there will be new Pity Sex music if there is.
I don't think it'd be crazy, but I don't know if it's for sure.
Okay.
Like,
You
know what I
would
mean?
like that, though.
I would love it.
I would like it.
No, I would love it.
The people would like it.
Yeah.
I got shit to say. You
Yeah.
know, I got
And we just played I just supported you for two headlining shows in California that were incredible.
better than when we were a real band.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Wow.
So keep that going.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I really want to, and I hope Brennan does too, because I can't do it without him. He's genuinely he's a, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
What do I want to finish that sentence so that it doesn't sound like I'm saying something negative. He is, a mastermind.
Okay.
I just really appreciate. I think his style is so exactly what I like to compliment.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Could you diagnose Brennan on the show live?
I can afterward.
Okay, cool. A really cool guy.
I would say Brennan, he's one of the most neurotic people I've ever met.
Oh, good.
No, he's incredible.
Cool.
That's what makes him special.
Yeah.
Before we get to some of our other famous segments here, I have a couple of rapid fire questions.
Got it.
Is it true you eat a can of beans before bed?
Who did you ask about this? Yes, it's true. Well, not every night, but I will. I will fuck up a can of beans.
What kind of beans are we talking?
Yeah.
Black. We got garbanzo.
Oh, you're open.
So the whole legume family
No, I'll take it. Yeah.
can. Mm-hmm. Is it true that you have a preferential treatment to stale food?
Yes. I
What's up with
love
that?
stale food.
Oh, interesting.
It's good. I don't know,
But don't you think?
Try it.
Don't you think if stale food was good, it would just be called food?
Well, I didn't make the words up. You know what I mean? If I was making the rules, I would say the way you make crackers is you bake them and then you leave them out for 3 days.
I got. Oh.
You know what I mean?
I remember a snacking moment when my dad had some kind of stale pretzels, and I had a diet Dr. Pepper, and the combo just worked.
Game changer.
I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I do remember that. I remember that happening.
It's good.
I have some things like that. Like when I eat Cheez-Its, this is something I started doing when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. I got a big mouthful of them, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
And I chew that mouthful till it's like liquid.
Oh my God.
And once it gets to liquid, I love the way it feels. And then I start over. Till the box is gone.
That's an interesting. I will try it with the vegan ones.
Yeah.
I will give it a shot.
Get it real thin.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like you might have to like get some sips of water in there. I don't know.
No, that ruins it.
Okay. Okay. So we're just going raw.
So
Got
gotta
it.
go-
stale food.
Yeah. Also, can I just say gluten-free like I don't fuck with like gluten-free unless you're like celiac or so. You know, like I think it's like gets confused with veganism and I'm like those are totally different things.
Sure.
But gluten-free pretzels are so much better.
Interesting.
Like try them. I promise you.
I'll give it a shot.
A gluten-free pretzel, I will fuck up a bag like the whole bag. It is so good. You don't get that like dry mouth. They're like buttery.
Whoa.
Glutinos in
Okay.
particular.
Do you have a favorite gas station tour snack?
You know, yes, it's shifted. I'm really into sweet tarts right now. Like
Wow.
a box of them though.
Yeah, the box. Yeah.
It's just sugar, but like it's good. Except for the grape flavor. But like
Grape jelly though. You're anti-grape.
Oh, so you
don't
don't
like
like
it.
artificial grape at all?
I
I'm
feel that
like,
way about artificial banana.
I'm like that with artificial watermelon. Can't do it.
See?
Can't do
I don't
it.
like any of those.
I'm with you. I'm with
yeah, all of those are bad in my opinion. It's not for me.
Okay.
But I would, because I'm vegan, I would eat like if there's a dill pickle chip, I'll usually get that. Or like salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
huge
like
salt
that.
and vinegar guy. Holy
He really
shit.
is.
That's my
So good.
favorite.
It really is.
Yeah. But on tour, I would often do like a trail mix, which is so boring, but it's like, what, you know, I know, but I was like, I'm just trying to
No,
like
I get it.
stay alive here because we were just doing Taco Bell, which
Yeah.
I love Taco Bell.
Yeah, but
I know we talked about it.
How much Taco Bell can a vegan take? On tour?
Exactly. Like we were doing taco, especially when you're in the middle of the country. Thank God we were all vegan because I know that must suck when you're like the one person who's
Yes.
getting French fries. But yeah,
Mike.
yeah, yes. But yeah, that was rough. So I would do the trail mix or like a big bag of trail mix or, really that's it. Like,
Okay. What about beverage wise?
I'm not really into beverages.
Yeah, I noticed that you didn't accept me offering you beverages today.
I don't really
Are you
like-
picky?
I like 2 beverages,
What are they?
water.
coffee
Uh-huh.
Oh.
and water.
Yeah.
I love water.
Water's great.
It's wet. I don't. It's good.
It's tr-
This is fucking tell that Don Draper. It's wet. It's good.
Interesting.
No,
so you don't
I
don't
like it.
enjoy you don't like a pop.
I don't like. I'll drink it at the movie theaters.
That's your exception. That's the okay.
That's a good exception.
That is
Or
a good
like-
one. They typically have a good one.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like out of a fountain or like at a show. Sometimes if I'm like kind of feeling like a soda,
Feels
nuts.
you know, like
Yeah.
I'll do. But I don't actually want it. I just am like. It's kind of like a novelty, like a time and a place, occasion setter type thing.
I got you.
Interesting.
Beautiful. What about in terms of a band meal? I guess it's every vegan says Taco Bell. So if you can't say Taco Bell, what's the fast food of choice on a Pity Sex tour?
Okay. God, it's Taco Bell.
Okay.
Like,
if it's Taco Bell, it's Taco
Yeah,
Bell. There's nothing we
I
can do.
mean, I feel like there might have been in the UK. I think they had like a vegan Burger King burger at the time.
Yeah.
Now they have that here.
Yeah,
And
the
I think
Impossible Whopper.
The Impossible
Yeah.
Carl
Whopper.
Beyond's gone though.
it's devastating.
Okay.
Mike and I ate that shit like once a week.
It was really good.
It was really good.
What?
Carl
Carl's-
Beyond.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Carl Beyond.
I remember actually we went to Michigan to practice for the Sound and Fury show. And I was like, well, we can just get Carl's. Like, you know, like everything.
Was there a Hardy Beyond?
They don't even have Carl's or Hardee's.
Sad.
I know we're so spoiled.
Yeah,
out
we
here.
don't have that up here. Not at all. But we do have Culvers who have nothing vegan, but
Yeah.
we got that.
I was just like, we're really
So-
spoiled.
Yeah.
So where's a place then, Britty? Let's do the opposite of the fast food question, Colin. Let's say like a specialty vegan sit-down place.
Oh.
But you could be anywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
But you got to pick
Like-
one that you guys would all like. Is there a place?
Ooh. I mean, I think this is like kind of a passe answer now, but it's Chicago, the Chicago Diner.
Chicago Diner's very good. I'm a handlebar guy.
I don't know if I've ever been. I feel
Oh,
like I
man.
must have been there.
Next time you guys are here, we'll go to Handlebar. It's right down the street from me. I think it's food-wise it's better, but the diner has the
Didn't Mike
craziest-
Uber there?
What'd you say?
Didn't Mike Uber there from the Metro
Yeah.
when we played there?
Yeah.
And he loved it.
It's awesome. Handlebar rocks, but the diner has the desserts that are like crazy.
Yeah, and I fuck with the dessert, like the milkshakes and stuff. Life changing.
It's a vegan peanut butter cookie dough milkshake, Colin, that is legitimately the best milkshake I've ever had.
Yeah,
Wow.
incredible.
Which is crazy to say, but it is so fucking good.
I gotta try it.
No, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Britty, as a doctor of the mind, do you believe in ghosts?
I thought you were gonna ask me about God for a second.
No. We know that
is
that's not
a
real.
ghost.
Yeah,
Holy,
it's the worst
some,
one.
Some may say.
Worst
The
one.
wor- Okay. Do I believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm agnostic about everything.
That is the question.
You know, I'm kind of like, maybe.
You're open to it?
I'm definitely open to it. I don't think it's like floating around, like fucking with people, but I am I just don't know what happens. I think there are theories related to what happens after you die that
that's a good question. What do you think happens after we die?
I mean, this is my choice of what to believe, because I would talk, this is going back to my therapist, my bald therapist. And
Thank God
The
for
hairless
that, right?
therapist. Yes.
I was like, I was really struggling with the death of my dog.
Totally.
And I was like, damn, sorry I'm talking about death so much, but I was like, I just really wish I believed in like, she's still going to be around, or she'll be with me, or like I'll see her again. And he was like, you can just choose to believe that. And I was like, I don't know. It just like, I don't know if I do still, but like there was this like shift in me where I was like, but I'm just going to stop fighting it and believe it.
Yeah.
And so I just choose to believe it now.
I guess
that makes me feel
it's not
good.
technically belief, is it? It's choice. Sure.
Yeah. So that's my vibe, is I'm like, I think it would be dope if Cannoli was right here right now.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. And I'm never going to know either way.
Right.
And I'm not hurting anyone by believing this.
Now that I
So-
really liked. I really like. I'm never gonna know either way.
I'm not. So I can just be like, okay, I'm just going to go with, let's pretend like she is. And then I'm no longer,
Doctor
suffering as
of
much.
the mind.
It was really wild because I don't do that type of therapy. I'm not like, a little
So
bit.
when a therapist
I
hit you with something that blew your therapist's mind,
Wow.
you gotta be like, fuck.
It was great.
Wish I thought of that.
It was really great. I mean, he did a great job.
Wow.
That's
So-
why I keep going to him.
But
Gotcha.
what do you think
Still ball.
happens after we die, Britty?
I think that there is probably like some sort of essence that people have. I mean, and we would understand this if it was like fully scientific, right? So
Yeah.
anyone who tells you like we are just matter and that has been completely demonstrated through science they're bullshitting you, because that's just simply not true. There are even just the origins of the universe are still a theory.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can say that there was a Big Bang, but what caused the Big Bang is still a question, right? So there's always what's the skepticism on your face?
Gravity is a theory. Many theories are provable
sure.
that can remain theories. So I don't think that changes anything. And it is a law of the physical world that you can't create or destroy matter.
Sure.
So
I believe that.
Right. So by saying like, oh, we're all parts of fallen stars or whatever is a very far-fetched truth, I would say, or
what
theory.
I would say to that is that religion is an institution. Science is also an institution.
100%.
And
Yeah.
I think both require faith
Interesting.
I cannot, as somebody who's not a physicist.
One is an incredible story. One is...
Yeah, but
I mean,
both- one is-
I don't
hold
diminish
on.
it, actually.
One is
I think
measurable and observable, and one is absolutely not.
Amen, brother.
I actually think that religion is more psychologically bound and sociologically
on.
bound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's measurable
yes,
and demonstrable.
sure.
So it is sociologically bound. Okay.
Bound, yes.
Yes. And I also think that means it is measurable to some extent. I don't think, now when I say religion, I'm not talking about there's a big man, in the sky who's like omnipotent and like, that he has a son who,
Yeah.
I clearly was not.
Yeah.
I did the Christian Metalcore thing wrong, but I more mean generally and broadly, like, because I view Buddhism as a religion, and I view that to be demonstrable in some ways. So going back to like the difference between religion and science, I think they are much more alike than they are different.
Interesting.
And I hear you about they're measurable, but I also want to point out that they are measurable to some, because as somebody who's not a physicist, I simply cannot understand, and I will accept it on faith, that because experts have told me that like the universe is curved. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's like something I don't know how to demonstrate that, and I would have to go to school for a very long time to
But
understand it.
no professor of theology
Can show their work.
I think they certainly can.
They can't write you a formula to say
it's not possible to trace the information that they've been given and have it be 100% even 50% accurate, really,
Well, I would say that they have other evidence that they are pointing to. I don't think it is exactly what they think it is, right? But they aren't just making up complete bullshit. In the same way that scientists, yes, they are, following a legacy. They're following a legacy, but I think it is just as political as religious thought.
Well, no argument there. Yeah. No argument there.
Okay. No, I'm with you on like one is sociological. I would call religion to be a sociological construct.
Yeah.
And I would say the same about science.
Wow.
But don't you...
You're very smart, so I don't know what to say.
You are very smart. But I wonder then about the application of one to the other.
I think they function really similarly.
Interesting.
That's the parallel is people have staunch beliefs that become more and more polarized. And I see this even in the scientific community. As somebody who participated in peer-reviewed research, it is incredibly polarizing. And you have to become more and more kind of, I can't come up with a good word for this, but like dig your heels in even more.
Yeah, right. Right.
On the
Tribal.
side, right of your theory or whatever it is. It's not just a theory, but like on the side of your argument, let's say, or whatever, corner that you've carved out in your scientific world.
Yeah.
And I don't want to equate them completely. I know that there are differences. I just think that people have this like view that like science is this like completely based on evidence and everybody is rational, and that is 100. I can tell you that is not true.
But the goal is
that's the goal.
Evidence and rationality.
That's the express goal. But we have the scientific process because people are so fucking bad at
there's
that.
motives and biases and
but
objectives.
those motives and the opposite of rationality is a lot of the time the direct contrast between science and religion.
Wait, can you say that again? Because I don't understand what the opposite of rationality.
Yeah, faith is kind of the opposite of rationality.
Faith is the opposite. Can be considered the opposite of rationality.
I would say they're antonyms for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know that
I think
faith-
reading a roughly translated book and setting that as your universal belief system, sometimes not even a universal belief system. Like, I'm going to not do this, and this, and this, but I'm going to really hate this guy and this guy and this guy. And you can't do that, but I can. That's the opposite of rational.
I see that. And I think people do that regardless of religion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we use religion as
that's
religion. Yeah, that's what's causing it. But that is human nature. And that's why I say it's sociological. Like there is, the thing that you can use to explain the behavior, but there's also this well, I think people are using it as a way to describe the behavior, totally. But we've seen that throughout human history, and religion has been around throughout human history, but not the same one. And even within cultures, between cultures, we see a very diverse presentation of what religion is based on the needs of the society. Totally. So that's partly where I'm like, that's a very westernized view of religion, which I grew up with. So I totally feel like that's going to be the most salient to all of us. We can all understand that. Yeah. But then I'm thinking about like witchcraft, and when I say witchcraft, I don't mean like Salem witch trials. I mean like
we know all about it.
Shaman, like, oh, you get it. Okay.
I'm down with it. I get it.
That I don't think that you would, that people, I don't want to say you, but I don't think people have the same view of that being like, they're using this as a way to discriminate against people. In fact, it serves a function.
I'm mainly talking about Christianity.
Okay, yeah. No, we can call that.
It's the most embarrassing one.
Yeah, and I think we can stay beaten up on Christianity. If you boil the two things down to their root, one is teaching you how to ask questions, and one is teaching you how to accept things without asking. Do you know what I mean? And I think one is just a better option. However, I know that within the science thing, there's tribalism and all the shit that you're talking about. So I get that. But the nice thing is like Lutheranism or something, I can go out and do my own research. I can't talk to God.
Yeah.
So.
No, I hear you. And I will just put my pitch that I don't 100% agree that like religion means you can't ask questions, because there are people who go into like a doctorate in like religion. I don't even know.
But so often the answer is have faith.
I would say that that's one answer, but it's going back.
There's fucking 10 rules, like Moses got them. These are rules, motherfucker. Don't do this or you're going to hell.
There's a lot more in others. There's a lot more in others and nobody follows them.
Totally. But I'm just saying like one is like don't and one is like do. And I think
try.
Yeah, like as simply as it comes down to. I don't know.
To be fair, this is my pet I don't know, topic or whatever. Yeah. I had the same viewpoint at some point where I was like, no, religion is the bane of everything and like it's the root of all evil. And anyway,
I think it's a root of most evil.
A lot of evil.
And I also don't mean to speak for you by saying, oh, I had that thought. And I also don't mean to imply that means that someday you will be like elevated to the way that I think about it. I don't mean that at all.
Someday I will be at your level. I get it.
I will regress.
I really don't mean that. I just mean...
I will start killing them with ice skates.
Exactly. Which I did when I was a Christian.
I really do appreciate...
Steven bleep what I said.
I really do appreciate your input on that though, Britty. I think that was that was possibly the most sophisticated conversation we've ever had on this show.
I really enjoyed it.
You're really brilliant. You're just a brilliant person.
Thank you. Well, it's not me. I'm literally just regurgitating from other psychologists who have written about this. But
That's cool.
But I'm good at regurgitating, right?
Well, I can't ask them their top 4 hardcore records of all time.
No, because they are dead.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Freud, probably.
Yeah.
Freud sucks, though. Like, I could talk shit on Freud all fucking day.
You should.
Can I just say really, can we talk about Freud for a second? Okay.
Absolutely.
This is something I want to do a podcast on. We still teach Freud, and I don't fucking understand. You're saying, like, science is all about, like, being able to demonstrate things, to be able to observe and demonstrate. Freud did none of that. Mm-hmm. Freud was just like, what if people want to suck their dad's dick?
Yeah.
Like, because I gotta do. Like, really? Yeah. That was the vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, he did a couple of in fact, he did one thing. This is the one thing that Freud got right. Are you
I'm ready.
And it's going to sound
Strapped
well, duh. But this was fucking profound.
Okay.
Wild was like, there are unconscious processes that drive our behavior.
Wow.
Okay. I know that sounds so simple, but like that was wild.
Like, holy shit. It's not 100% my fault.
Exactly. No, or it is your, well, that's the question of free will. But Freud said that he came up with this idea that there's stuff happening. Because before that, we were just like, you know everything that's happening, and now we understand. No, there's a lot of stuff we are not aware of that is happening behind the scenes.
Trauma, etc.
Yes.
Other things.
So, but he got so much stuff wrong, and we teach the wrong stuff.
That
and
sucks.
if you ask somebody, why do I have to learn about Freud? Because I'm unteaching people constantly. I'm like, that's not true. That's not a real thing. Like,
wow.
I don't know why we're still and it's really hard to unlearn things. Why are we still teaching Freud? It's because if you ask a professor, they'll say, because he got this one thing right and it's a legacy and it's really important to understand the history. And I'm like, then we should be teaching it like he got all of this wrong.
It's
right?
also,
it's a perspective. It was probably wrong.
Exactly.
It's crazy too that he's the only one I can name.
Like psychologist?
I don't know anybody else by name.
I mean, he's like the famous guy. Yeah. And
Rock
unfortunately, he was
star.
wrong.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff the fun stuff from his beliefs are why we know.
He's like the Elvis.
Yeah. Well,
A little bit.
yeah. I would say he's a pervert. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Those,
time.
If a guy is out here telling everybody he wants to suck his dad's dick, we all want to. We're gonna be like, what did you say?
It is the wow factor he's kind of got. Yeah, it's like the band name Pity Sex or something, you know?
Wow.
It all comes back to sex.
Wow.
What are your top 4 hardcore records?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so I thought about this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go through different eras. So I can pick something from different eras of my life.
Okay.
Because like if I were to just say like the like most formative, those would be different answers.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say Gorilla Biscuits Start Today is one of the I think that is like a formative record.
a great answer.
I remember being like, do you remember when we used to say old school hardcore?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, I like old school hardcore. And that was what I was referring to.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'm going to say Ceremony. I always pronounce this wrong. Ronert Park.
I think that's fine.
Park. I don't even know if I pronounced that
It might
correctly.
be Roner. Who cares? It's a great record.
Ronert, but I'm probably pronouncing it with a Midwest accent. I'm going to say Angel Dust. AD. Does that count?
Yeah, of course it counts.
Is that the yellow one? Or the pink
No,
one?
it's
pink
pink.
one.
Yeah,
The pink
yeah.
one's an LP. Yeah.
Does-
I mean,
does that count?
anything counts. Yeah.
Okay, 'cause,
I
well,
love that record.
That's hardcore.
I love
think-
that record.
It's one. I mean, I'm telling you now, it's one of
Yeah.
my favorite records.
It's awesome.
There's Justice said something about like everything I do is hardcore. If you see me up there with a banjo, that's
fucking right.
hardcore.
That's fucking right.
So Angel Dust is definitely a hardcore band.
Yeah, and it's I think a record that when it came out, I was like, this reignited my like love for music. But
Wow.
yeah, and then I think I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna say Twitching Tongues in Love There's No Law.
Oh my God.
I have to.
Wow. I didn't know you would rock like that. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah, when I nice to meet you, Mike. I'm gonna say it because it's been formative for me in many ways. I was a fan.
Wow. I didn't
Okay.
know. I'm learning this for the first time.
Yes, no, I was a fan. And when I met Mike, I didn't know that he was in Twitching because I met him at a Forced Order show. And Angel Dust played.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
But it is probably now, not only did I like it then, which I really did. In fact, Brennan, big fan. We would listen to it in the van all the time.
Why didn't he follow me back on Twitter in 2012 then?
I don't know. You know, he followed Rivers Cuomo and he muted him immediately. He was like, he deserves the follow, but I don't want to see his
I
content.
can't read it.
That
Yeah.
is incredible.
That's what I saw. He's a god tier human. God tier. But yeah, no, I was a fan. And then
Wow.
one time Mike was texting me, like sent me a screenshot and it showed that he was listening to In Love There's No Law. Like,
Oh, no.
Like early on?
yeah. That
Wow.
was like one of the first texts that we exchanged. And I was like, wait, are you listening to your own band right now?
That's awesome.
But I was like, you know what? Respect, because I like it too. But yeah, I would listen to it on my way to work.
Had no idea.
Yeah. And in the van all the time.
Fuck yeah.
We've been friends a long time.
Wow.
Never
I gotta
knew any
keep
of
it
that.
under wraps.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
be
I get it.
fangirling.
That's awesome. All right, we got some. Oh, you know what else I want to know? I want to know your top 4 Pity Sex genre records of all time.
Records?
Because I
Yeah.
don't know how to define you.
Jesus.
I
yeah.
guess it would be indie shoegaze adjacent.
It's
I
in
like
there.
that.
It's in there.
What do you,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to look at my phone for a second? Because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Dude,
What am I
it's
rocking with?
Slick modern indie.
Slick modern
Slick
indie.
modern indie. Okay. I mean, I have one answer already. Yuck, yuck. Yuck.
Okay.
Yuck.
Self-titled.
okay.
Are you familiar?
Yuck by Yuck. I've never heard it.
Oh, fuck. It is
Oh fuck!
so
it's
good.
yuck.
No, self-titled Yuck. It's I can't believe you've never heard it.
No.
It's incredible.
Never heard of it. I would say. I'm sold.
I don't know how to explain it except for I heard it and I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't need to make music. This is
wow.
what I wish
Wow.
that I could do. I still feel that way. They broke up.
Yuck.
And it's such a bummer. I'm gonna say I know Avlov. They have this record. I think it's called AM, but it could also be called Am. I think it's Am now that I'm thinking about
Let's
it.
go, Am.
Yeah. Avlov, please tell me. I don't know. But it's got this guy running through the field. It's an incredible record.
Okay.
Avlov, are you familiar at all?
No.
No, you're making stuff up.
No, they're so good. And then I view them as contemporaries. They played our New York show.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
So, and then I would say Super Heaven Jar for sure.
Classic.
Great record.
I was like, I don't know why I was trying to do deep cuts for a second,
Yeah.
but no, that's like the most,
It's legendary.
And also a band that like really informed my writing. I don't know that you can hear it, but I was like trying to go for that.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if other people would view this as being a similar genre.
As your own band, I think you can name whatever you want.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know though. Like,
It's up to you.
yeah, okay, that's true. I think Avlov, we're hitting it. Yuck, I hope. I don't know if we are though. Super Heaven.
Super Heaven are contemporaries.
close,
that makes
close.
sense.
Yeah. I already forgot it. I came up. Okay, here it is. I got it. Lemuria. Get Better. That is a band that all of us loved. Still love.
Yeah.
But like listened to and also like was one of my inspirations to like start playing guitar. So I would definitely say that.
Damn.
Because I'm pretty sure there's lore that I think her name is Sheena, the guitarist and singer, started playing guitar for that band. I'm pretty sure.
Sick.
Sounds a lot like a lady I know.
Sure does. So anyway, I was like, damn, if she can do that really fast, like that's really cool.
Wow.
So yeah.
Cool.
One of my inspirations.
Okay.
For sure.
Very
Those
cool.
are 4 great answers. All right, let's go over to our Patreon questions we've got
Okay.
here.
Don't look at him.
First question. Yeah, don't look at that.
I'm already looking.
Don't look at her. First question is Fortnite.
No, I'm not good at video games.
I'll get
Not
you
a
going.
gamer.
Don't worry.
No, but here's the. I would love to just chat with my friends, you know. But
You could do that while swinging a unicorn.
100%.
I one time played for Kyla.
Oh, and it was
shout
like
out
the
Kyla.
most. Yeah, seeing her evolution from the most pathetic gamer I've ever seen to like completely competent Fortnite player is truly unbelievable.
I think she's really good.
She's pretty good.
She let me play as her, but she was like, "Don't tell anyone it's you." But everybody knew. Like it was so
this?
I'm running sideways. Yeah, like looking down the whole time. Not a big
Throwing
deal.
fucking big pots at people. Do you have a favorite Christian hardcore band?
7 Star.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was the process for writing the split with Adventures like? Shout out Adventures.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Great band.
I'm trying to remember what songs are on that split. I think I got it. I think I know which 2 they are. But I mean, either way, yeah, I got them. One of them, so this is often how Pity Sex writes, where like if Brennan is singing a song, usually he was the person who like spearheaded that song.
Okay.
Not 100% of the time. Sometimes I'm like, I can't do lyrics. I'm tapped out. In which case Brennan might sing something that I wrote, or like vice versa. But what was the process was like Brennan wrote one song and was like, I remember he was kind of ripping off a, what band is it? Red Hot Chili Peppers has a song. He wasn't trying to rip it off, but like now when you listen back to it, I'm like, oh, that's a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Was it like beat up, skip, up, deep up? Something like that.
Famously, yes, it's our song where I'm scatting.
I thought I could hear that.
But yeah, the process was Brennan was playing down in the basement, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna come down and I want to riff on this.
Cool.
Yeah, and I also learned how to do octave chords. For,
Hey.
well, I knew how to.
You
do
never
it.
forget
Just
your first.
skip one, you know?
I was just never. I never incorporated that
You
into a
weren't
song.
a Morbid Angel head at that time? Huge
I
one
learned-
now.
Oddly, I learned octave chords through a Jimmy Eat World songs.
Oh, they have.
Jimmy
riffs.
World have riffs. Like
Oh,
difficult,
fuck yeah.
crazy guitar
The
riffs.
Get It Faster bridge riff with the the palm, the one palm mute. Sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Great answer.
Thank you.
From a friend of the show, Mike Moynihan, said, I think you rock,
Wow.
and played bass so good at LDB.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
What was your favorite band you've ever filled in on bass for?
Yeah.
Holy Blade.
Okay, good.
Obviously.
Britty is the full-time, part-time bass player of
I'm
Holy
the
Blade.
permanent temporary bass player.
Permanent,
Perfect.
that well said.
Wow.
So I'm in a band with Britty.
It says that in my Instagram bio now.
Good. I saw that, and honestly, it made me feel really good.
I'm glad Alec didn't immediately kick me out.
No, I was honored. Mike wants to know your favorite / most worn band shirt you've ever owned.
I'm not gonna lie. I wear the same shirt like constant.
I just realized you've been wearing a Faith Alone shirt this whole
Yes,
interview.
I have.
Oh, wow.
I have, and I love this shirt. I love it.
Wow.
It's a
Good
great
shirt.
shirt. I have this Radiator Hospital shirt that I really like. I think that's my favorite. They're a bit. I know you've never heard of them.
No.
They're from Grand Rapids.
Ah,
Yeah.
hometown.
Like hometown heroes type thing. I think also, I should have used them as one of my favorite, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Radiator Hospital, there's this yellow shirt. I don't think I
Oh, you love the yellow one. Aren't you wearing it in our original interview?
Yeah. No, wait,
Yes, she is.
no. I'm not. But that is an Edgemen shirt.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
Jimmy was like, you gotta stop wearing that fucking shirt because it was a free shirt that he sent to me, and it's like very worn because I wear it constantly. And so I found this Radiator Hospital shirt, same color,
Ooh,
and I love that shirt.
yellow is Britty's color.
I do like. Well,
It goes well with the green contacts that you wear.
it's my favorite to compliment my green contacts.
Gotcha. How has being part of the hardcore punk alternative subculture influenced your morals and values? That's a
Damn.
crazy
Jesus.
question.
I love it. I mean, I think ethics wise, like I'm very DIY. I think it's fucking weird when people, no offense to anybody, like I think it's fucking weird when people get into music to make money. Like if it takes you there, that is so dope. I love that. I want everyone to get their bag. But you know, when you like, or if you've even I've been like tour managed by somebody like this where I was like, you don't know about like the background of what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And it shows. It's like they don't get it. That sounds really, I don't know. Elitist.
No, you're right.
It makes-
I mean, this is the kind of the one genre where if that's your goal, you should play anything else.
Literally, why would you play hardcore?
Play anything else. If that's your one goal is start a band for it to be your career, do it. Try anything else.
Anything else. And that's the funniest argument against the industry plant accusations ever thrown at a hardcore band. She's like, no.
I'm gonna go plant somewhere else if that's the goal.
To be real, there are totally industry plants. I mean, like,
no, 100%. But in hardcore, why?
yes.
Why?
Why would you do that? No, and I like the people who get the allegations are not the ones, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's-
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And you're straight edge, which is a moral
and vegan.
value.
I mean, I learned of veganism. This dude, Richard Hackler, I met through punk and hardcore. He had, I won't even go into it, but he was like a huge influence on veganism for me. And he's still vegan, thank God.
Beautiful. Pros and cons of a married couple being musicians on tour.
I don't think there's any cons.
Damn.
Beautiful.
I think the only con is that there's no one to watch the dogs. Like,
Yeah.
Like, it's the dopest thing ever.
Okay.
Yeah, can't say enough. 10 out of 10. Like, can't imagine not having that after having had it.
Well, here's the thing.
Wow. Interesting.
There's a difference between having that there and having Mike there.
Yeah, he is so in my corner.
He's the best.
Yeah, I mean, he's great with, he's an amazing person for anybody, but the other day I was working out with my trainer. Why didn't you ask me about that?
Well, how did you get so skinny and jacked?
I wanted to brag about how much I can deadlift. I was working out with her, and he sees her too, because he supports women.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, your husband is obsessed with you, right? And I was like, tell me more. Like, what did he say? But for real, like, the most supportive person in the world to everybody. But like, for real, I have never played bass before.
I know.
Like, I've never done it. And he was like, I will sit with you every night and practice so that you can be ready for these shows.
So
and then he didn't practice his own shit.
Yeah.
And he was like so fucking stressed before the set because he's like, I knew it. I was like, yeah, because he practiced with me. He played bass next to me every night.
Right.
And playing those songs on bass and guitar are very
different.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you this then, Britty. How much do you know about Magic the Gathering?
Everything I know is against my will, but I know a fucking lot.
You know a lot. You know, I mean, were you a big Pokemon head before, Mike?
Yes. I mean, that we bonded over that.
So there's some crossover there. Like
one of the greatest gifts you've ever gotten him.
Oh yeah.
Tell me
Can I talk about
that?
that? Yeah. So our first anniversary, he got me a great gift kit. I'll tell you both. But first anniversary, did either of you play? You played the.
I played every single Pokemon game.
Okay, the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how you win a Porygon?
Yes.
Or I'm sorry, how you catch a Porygon?
Yeah.
Right. There's only one way to do it.
Only one way to do it, which is
what is it? What city is it? Vermilion or Celadon?
Yeah, Celadon. I think it's Celadon.
Okay.
Something like that.
It's been a while. 10 years to be exact.
Yeah.
And so you have to get 9,999 like coins.
Like the most that you can get.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of grinding.
Of gambling. Yeah.
Pokemon gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
On the like slot machine.
Right.
And so every night for months, I knew we were going to still be, I was like, yeah, this is it. So I would play every night and get like save up all these coins, and I won him a Porygon for our first year anniversary.
Whoa.
As like my gift to him.
That's an insane gift.
Yeah.
And he probably in that file caught 149 Pokemon and gave up on the Porygon.
I'm sure. Yeah. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a great
So
That's
it's
amazing.
the only way to get one, and you have to catch them famously.
You have to
catch them all.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to. Outstanding answer. What is your favorite childhood memory?
Jesus.
That's a fucked up
I
question.
love this question. Man, it's probably something with my mom.
Yeah.
Childhood. When does childhood end?
13.
Okay.
That was fucked up, by the way. What happened to you and me when we turned 13?
I smoked oregano wrapped in computer paper and I became a man.
It's over.
Yeah.
You know, the only, I'm just going to go with my first thought, which is going sledding with my whole family. That's like the only, and then eating chili after.
Oh, those are two beautiful memories.
That's as Great Lakes as it gets.
Yeah.
Colin,
It is.
did you sled when you were in Connecticut?
Oh,
As a
I
boy?
tore it up.
Yeah.
Tore it up, dude.
You get it.
You get it.
You get it. We had a hill behind my elementary school that was like a man-made hill just for sledding.
Just for sledding.
Wow.
Perfect.
So we would go there on snowstorm, and I just remember thinking like, this is the happiest I'll ever feel. Like going
You thought
down.
that in the moment?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
And it was partly because of the chili. Like I was like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna eat up so much fucking chili when I get home.
Oh, man.
I just really, again, beans.
You're a chili head.
Like beans.
Oh, so you're a beans and chili.
I'm a vegan. So
Yeah, you have to be.
yeah.
That sucks.
But that's the only thing that comes to mind
That's a beautiful memory.
That's
yeah,
a good
it was
memory.
really
That's
fun.
really nice. Really nice.
with my brother too. My brother's, he's dope.
Mo Brown says, Britty, I saw you in Berkeley, and seeing you play inspired me to pick up guitar.
Wow.
How's that feel?
What are your favorite songs to play of all time that aren't pity songs? Pity sex songs.
Ooh, okay. Well, first of all, thank you. I love that. I love that. I love people picking up instruments. I love people doing things that they aren't already good at. I think that's really cool. And like, especially depending on age, like it's really hard for adults to do that.
Big time.
Definitely.
It's really hard. That's why playing bass was hard. So first of all, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm good at it now, right? No, I think it's really important to keep doing that when you're an adult.
Agreed.
Favorite songs. So I don't know that many. Like I didn't learn covers really.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, that's like Colin. That's right.
Yeah, I just
Crazy
was like,
Train.
I'm just gonna learn my own songs, you know, like or write. But I do know from first to last, Emily. The fact that neither of you are reacting to that is fucking crazy. From first to last, you know, Skrillex, right?
I know the guy. Britty, I listened to Hatebreed when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
I skipped this part of my life.
This missed me. It just did.
Okay, well, that's a mistake for both of you.
I accept that.
It's a pure. I mean, you saw my hair.
I really did. Here it is again.
Smiles and her laughter. It's the only thing that
Great work, Steven. Great job.
Thank you,
That
Steven.
was one of my first songs I ever learned when on the Strat. So,
awesome.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm the opposite. I can play you any song under the sun. None of my own, though.
I mean, I wish I could do that because then I could probably play a lot more chords. I literally started trying to learn different tunings because I was like, I think I tapped out. Like, I know I've done everything I can do with this tuning.
With
and then I realized
A440 is out. that's
but
everything.
unfortunately, I started playing and I just was doing a C chord, but like in a weird shape.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, damn it, I'm back to.
Well,
like,
it's not a C though. It's a different key at that point. So it would be.
I don't think it is. I think it's technically a C still. It was just in a different. No, so it wasn't the C shape.
Oh, okay.
Right? It was, but like I did the. It's not math, but like, you know, I did the transposition.
Just an uppercase C.
No.
different-
What I'm saying
It's a different letter, but it's the same idea.
it's the same exact notes.
Okay.
I was just like the tuning
You found
was
them.
just.
You just found them.
I just found. I was like, oh, I found this dope chord. Nobody else.
And it's the first one.
Nobody else knows about this
That's
chord,
awesome.
and it's
Gotcha.
like a famous fucking chord. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyway,
The first one.
yeah, it's literally the first chord I ever learned.
First thing on a piano.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
That's
you.
a great question. Comfort movie?
I mean, dare I say, Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Slick Modern Thriller trailer that was made from Dumb and Dumber about Lloyd Christmas?
Yes.
That's a phenomenal.
It's good shit.
That was like that was old. And so it's
Yeah.
I
incredible
know.
if you really think about it.
Can I just say that our interludes for the past 4 shows that we've played have been.
They're crazy.
Thank you. And nobody has picked it up. Well, I say nobody. Nobody's said anything.
Uh-huh.
They are clips from Dumb and Dumber, but they
Tired of
are.
being nobody.
Sick and tired of being a nobody. They are they sound dramatic. We
Yeah.
cut them before
Yeah.
they become funny or silly. So like it can be, I got part of that idea was from the Slick Modern Thriller trailer. From,
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
Genius.
yep.
Comfort food.
I love soup. It's just like, I mean, a can of beans, leave the
Pretty.
the beans.
You eat like the villain from Dennis the Menace.
It's crazy.
You are
You
eating,
really?
you're
No,
eating
truly.
beans and soup.
No,
my
truly,
God.
and salad. That's the other thing I eat. Not even in like you know, there's people who do like a hearty bean salad, or like they put in like other stuff. I'm putting dressing on kale.
You're eating ingredients. You ain't
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
meals.
That's not a dish.
Yes,
You
has
got
been
through
so
5
hard.
parts of the recipe and then just quit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want all that other shit.
I know,
I'm so
I know.
simple. Mike, that's one of the hardest parts of being married to Mike is that he needs a meal.
Yeah.
And I am like, put some tomato sauce on some broccoli.
No.
And I am so happy. And when he is gone, that's what I'm eating. Like, so happily, I'm like, oh, I get to eat my
beans.
beans and my broccoli tonight.
God.
You know who else is like this? Anthony. Ceremony.
Yo, I every single time that
Mm-hmm.
I would like hit him up to hang out, he'd be like, "Yeah, I just got some lentils on the stove."
Yeah. Oh, I feel so seen by
Sickening.
that. I feel so seen by that.
How good do the beans in Dennis the Menace look in that scene, though?
They look real good. You know what else looks real good is the apple that he takes a bite out of.
Apple.
Mm.
Apple. So
Great
good.
movie. I need to rewatch that.
It's John Hughes.
It's weird seeing. Oh, is it John Hughes? Damn.
Yeah.
It's weird seeing Christopher Lloyd be a bad guy, though. I don't like
know.
it. It's
I don't like
unnatural.
it. He needs to not do that.
Agreed.
Comfort music.
Comfort music. Oh my God. Well, okay. Do we have time? Because I do listen to 2 songs right now. Strictly. I'm also listening to Blurry. Okay. I have a playlist.
Okay.
But I am literally, I don't think another word exists, obsessed with this one song.
By whom?
There's 2 songs, but like one of them is the primary.
Okay.
I'm like I'm poly with my music. I feel like I have a primary partner in this one song.
Sure.
It's by Lenny Kravitz. Now hear me out, because I don't like that type of music. I'm not into funk. I'm into soul a little bit. Like, I got my Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
But there's this one song. It's called Again. Can we dub it over at some point?
Really quickly.
Like less than 5
5
seconds.
seconds.
Okay, yeah, okay. Or maybe we do a cover. I don't know.
So it's not Fly Away.
Or,
Like a Dragon
no,
Fly.
are
and
you
it
gonna
doesn't sound like that.
go my way?
No. It doesn't sound anything like that.
Okay.
It was like this one magic that he had, and he put it all into this one song. I can't believe you've never heard it. You've never heard it. Can I just play it really quick? Like, just please.
I can have Steven play it.
No,
and then,
but I want you to hear it right now. Is that okay?
You ever seen his dick pop out?
Oh, it's the best.
Stop!
It's the best.
I'm trying to be real. Can we?
That's
just really quick?
Hey, that's as real as it gets.
Okay, we're listening to it really quick because
Okay.
this has to happen.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
I heard a cry within my soul.
Beautiful song.
I just wanted to give you a vibe
Okay.
of what
Never
the song,
heard it. Beautiful song.
It's incredible.
Okay.
And I'm not kidding you. I only listen to this song and this other song. And then sometimes I'll mix in but like truly on repeat.
Okay.
I have an hour and a half commute. I'm listening to that song
Holy
on repeat.
hell.
Holy
I
shit.
love it. And I have written an essay on it for myself. I haven't shared it with anyone. Like, I was like, I need to understand what is so good about this song. Like, that it is, I can't stop thinking about it. It's so infectious, and it's not something I should like.
How long have you been doing this
What
to
is
yourself?
shit?
It's been a year. Like,
Oh my God.
legitimately, it has been almost
You're
a
addicted
year.
to this song.
No, I am. Like, it was my most played song last year, and it is still my most played song. And I need everybody, like, it feels like I need to put people in a chamber and make them listen to it.
Yeah, that's
so
called
that they can
torture.
talk to me about
to
it.
validate
It's
your
torturing.
addiction.
like
It's
like a form of torture that the CIA uses. I don't Guantanamo.
But truly, like, imagine, like, I would just not, I would be like, can you just play it one more time?
I mean, I get it when
I'm not telling you guys anything. You're going to have to play the song again.
I'll get
one
into
more.
a song and listen to it nonstop for like a couple days for sure.
Yeah, no, it's been a year. Like, I
Oh,
am not
wow.
getting over this song. But that is truly like how I experience music. I'm not getting sick of it. If I really like it, I'm going to listen. Like,
That's beautiful.
I just don't get sick of it. So that's my comfort song.
Okay.
I'm
It's also
obsessed.
called Again.
It's called Again.
How about that? He knew what he was doing.
He did. What if this is like some mind control thing and
It
that's
could
how
be.
he got me?
Again,
be.
CIA, MK Ultra, dick popping out of his pants.
LK Ultra.
Oh,
To be real with you.
Oh my God. You just blew my mind again.
Oh, and I have seen his dick.
Boom.
Of course I looked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the coolest, the funniest thing I've ever
It's
seen.
so
Yeah, that is so funny.
It's so
He's
funny.
so funny.
He's got like a
and his
ring.
fucking scarf.
He's mid-strum.
There's like a ring.
It explodes. Here's the scarf, too.
Yeah.
The scarf is so fucking
It's
funny.
bigger every time I see it.
But it's
Oh my
also
God.
like he is so culturally relevant.
He's
like,
incredible.
Truly. And I literally hate all of his other songs.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah. That American Woman cover like makes me
Why
want to
would
crawl
you
out
do
of my
that?
skin. Oh.
Britty, this has been such a blast.
Thank you so much.
Having you. It's a long time coming.
Thanks. I appreciate being on.
We've appreciated having you in this 2 hour and 43-minute episode so far. Absolutely incredible. Do you have any imparting words of wisdom you would like to leave the HardLore world with?
listen to the song Again by Lenny Kravitz.
Outstanding.
Please, and talk to me about it.
Okay.
Oh,
They will.
they will.
I would say that is that would be my biggest life advice.
Okay.
Is there more I should say? I feel like I might
No,
be
I know that's perfect.
forgetting, like, some social causes or something.
No,
But
you did
yeah,
perfect.
okay.
And then message her on Instagram for free diagnosis.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Britty, for joining us. Thank you all for listening and watching. Pity Sex is here to stay in many ways. See you next week. Bye.